Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, good midday, wherever you are in the world. Hello, welcome all, and welcome to this. Now I have to think. This fifth day in the Black Widower case, the case where Thomas Randolph is being retried in the alleged killing of his alleged hitman who unalived his sixth wife, just to have everything, all the alleges and all the possible angles in this case. This
Well,
is
in the in the
go Mo.
words of Meatloaf, well, kind of paraphrased, 2 out of 6 ain't bad.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah, and this guy. Well, we have mostly heard the state so far. They are probably going to rest tomorrow, as far as they planned. But so far, we had a day and a half about blue-haired biddies who talked about feeling how this wife was so afraid of him and how a boating accident was clearly an attempted murder, and they didn't like him, even though they really didn't do anything about it. Yeah, one of them said, "Well, I can get you in touch with lawyers and paralegals," and that
For
was about that.
serious.
Hello,
Poor
Thor.
Bert. Really, I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to be super serial. I had to talk about testicles today. Why? Must No. I encourage you to always make your entrance like that.
He's an internet star.
Yes. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yes, he does. That's the problem.
a catfluencer.
He's like, the stream can continue now.
Yeah, but again, we started out pretty much thinking, well, it's a strong case against him. He has been found guilty in this case before. It was struck down by the Supreme Court because they put in too many of his prior bad acts. There was a former case about the murder of his second wife. He wasn't convicted in that case, but they brought it in a lot in the first time they did this trial. So it was struck down. This far, yeah, we had a detective testifying that they did a walkthrough with him and he had an interview with him. And then we had a gun expert who made Nicholas Starrow of Nicholas Starrow Trial Watch. It's such a long name. I think he could
No.
taste copper this morning.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I smelt burnt toast and or burnt rubber. I don't know.
No, but unluckily for the state, they had a theory that the shell casings would clearly show that he had some. It would be some kind of execution killing in the garage. But this expert said, "Well, we can't tell you how and why the gun cases ended up where they did. I can't say that there should be any markings on the walls in the hallway." And the defense has been pretty good at poking holes in the state's case. Is it enough? Well, if you're going into this with a reasonable doubt, I think it's enough to say, well, did they prove? We haven't heard anything about this hiring of this alleged hitman. But I've been on other chats, our good friends over in Lawn and Grim, and he's guilty. They shouldn't even have a case. They should even have a trial because it's just wasting money. He's the guiltiest man ever. And on Twitter today, one of the court reporters from that channel asked how we saw this case, and I said, well, I think that defense have made a pretty good dent in the state's case. The rest of the people know he's guilty, and I think if the jurors are Lawn and Crim people, it doesn't look good for this guy. But
Yeah.
if they are open-minded, we
Yeah.
haven't really seen any hard evidence that he did anything.
No, until they show me how like him and Mike got together and you know Juicy Smollier, left a check with a little memo like not for killing my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need. Would you quit?
Yeah, we need a bit more. Let's just say it. It hasn't been. It hasn't been the most convincing. Also, because the defense has been really good at saying, "Well, did the evidence really show this?" And the gun expert yesterday, no, was it the gun expert or the detective? There was a detective on when Salbert was covering it. Everyone, I put a link in top of the chat with the link for Salvador Dali. He's taking over the afternoon shift as we have been swapping this around because it's already close to 8 p.m. my time, so I can't sit here all night. So Salbert will, luckily for me, be covering the afternoon. Tomorrow the trial won't start until.
This is a new chair. No.
Okay. Won't start till 1 o'clock Nevada time, so that will be. Now I have to make math in my 11 p.m. my time. So it will only be Sal tomorrow. If I'm awake, I will jump in there maybe for an hour or so, but it would only be on Sal's channel. So everyone remember to go and like and love Sal because he's helping a lot with this. So I don't have to sit here till 4 in the morning.
What a good man he is.
Yeah, he is the nicest guy named Salbert I know.
Yes.
No, he's a really good guy, and he's doing a great job of helping with coverage. And talking about helping with coverage, you should also go and like Mo. Not just because she's funny, she's beautiful, she has the nicest little kitty, the influencer, catfluencer, but because she has some really great contents that I don't do. I don't do the deep dives. I don't do the murder boards. I don't do all the great stuff. I'm more of jumping in without too much knowledge and then maybe talk about something I did back in the 90s. Mo is the one who does all the research. So everyone go and like and
trying.
subscribe to Mo too.
I'm trying. I am going to get ready to start on the Karen Reed eventually today. Or tomorrow. I have a bunch of videos that I'm working on today. I actually made my first meme or thumbnail.
Ooh.
It's amazing. I'm so proud of me.
Yay.
My daughter is like, "Really, Mom? You just put text on a photo?" And I was like, "You don't understand. I'm a genius." And she's like, "You really told people about your story last night?" I was like, "I am Chuck Norris. I also watched Tybo once. I could have kicked ass." She was horrified.
Yeah, but we
Let's
have
see.
fun.
I talked about testicles today. I mean, honestly, Dignity left the building many years ago.
Yeah, it's a nice little kitty, Thorbird. It's the nicest cat, the first ever catfluencer.
He really is.
Who is Sal? Sal is Salvador Dali talk. He is a guy who on Saturdays joined me as the most beautiful rendition of Farrah Fawcett you will ever see.
Yeah.
And because on Saturdays, these two lovely ladies, I'm pointing to a screen you can't see, these two lovely ladies and Salbert are doing what we call Stab Your Day. It's a day where in the beginning, we kind of had a script, not a script. I had an idea what we should watch. Today, we just talk for 90 minutes and make fun with people in chat and start the weekend off really nice. So everyone is going into the Saturdays with a smile. But there's a link in the top of the chat. You can press, go, give him a subscription. When he goes live, if you put the little belly thing on, you will get a notification. Hopefully, it's YouTube. You never know. But then you can go and watch the afternoon. He's doing it most days with excited utterance from Australia. It's an AI. We know Australia doesn't exist, but they are having a, a nice evening afternoon stream. For me, it's a night stream, so I can't join them. But he's doing a great job, and everyone should go and love him too, because what I have learned about this little community we have made around, mostly around Mexican Law Show and Nicholas, is they're nice people, and if you're nice to other people are nice to you. So we're building
Yes.
each other up and helping each other out when we can. So
Yes.
go give
Definitely.
Sal the love. He needs it. Jody has a new boyfriend, so he's a bit down.
It's been a sad week.
Hey, Rob Mill. I think I saw you yesterday. Chris Mullen is here. That's always nice. Paige M. I'm just jumping into it because you people have been waiting since Dave jumped off, probably. Thank you so much for sticking around. The trial will start in 17 minutes, hopefully. So until then, we're just talking about, if you have any questions or if you want us to go through what has happened, let us know. Or else we're just going to ask Mo about something, and she can talk about her youngest and fearless son. He had probably tried to burn something down today.
Not to my I haven't gotten a call from the school, although I did get I didn't realize that the librarians are now encouraging public shaming, which I'm kind of okay with. But I guess my middle daughter has not paid a late fee for, I guess, a year now. So she got all the kids together that hadn't paid their late fees and called on speakerphone and said, like, your child owes $3. And I'm like, and this is something you have to call me about? I thought someone was vomiting. Like, I was like, okay. And
Yeah. Rob, I have the Dave disease. I'm trying to say names again. Rob Mill, I believe it is. The name for the broken baker. Well, as you can clearly hear, I have a kind of an accent, and it's not because I'm from New England. It's because I'm from Denmark. And when I made my channel, I thought, well, I'm just going to call it something in line with my real name. And then I thought, well, if I'm ever going to talk to anyone from not Denmark, they couldn't say my name because it's a very Danish name. So I thought, what could I then call? I said, well, I'm a trained baker. I'm a professional. Used to be a professional baker. I did my 4 years of apprenticeship and became a baker. And back when I was deployed in 2001, one day I had to turn and put a case of watermelons on a shelf, and I busted one disc in my back, so I had one herniated disc, and then 5 years later I had two, so they multiply, and I had a botched operation, so my back is broken, it doesn't work. So I thought, well, it's kind of an unusual name and it's easy to remember, I thought. But that's why I'm the broken baker, because I used to be a baker, but my back is not working this so well anymore. So that's why I'm the broken baker. It's a name people can remember, and it's YouTube is about trying to have people remember your name. And like Salvador, it's so hard to find you through the search history. You have to do something about that one. So that's why I am the broken baker. And Mo in the deep end. Why are you Mo in the deep end?
let's see. Well, Mo is just a nickname I kind of got at one of the jobs I used to work at. And then the internet is kind of all technology is kind of scary to me. Like, just and if I was going to say anything, YouTube would probably be the deep end of the pool if I pictured like all technology being a pool. So I just figured I joining YouTube is kind of the just diving into the deep end of going into the internet. So I am just yeah, I don't even know how to work Discord half the time. I'm firmly from 8chan. I totally know how to do all the memes. So I decided that, this is kind of my jump, no looking, no safety net, just right into the deep end of the internet.
And that's the great thing about this little community we have made, because Mo and I, I'm actually coming up on my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. I think that's the right word. On YouTube on the 7th of September. And I started out thinking I will never show my face on cam because that's just annoying. I was kind of like going to do some kind of the umbrella guy or stuff like that. So because who wants to watch this? I have a face for the radio. So I thought, well, it's easy. I'm just going to buy a microphone, and I have the computer, and then I'm just going to talk a bit about politics. Then I had to learn how to make graphs on the PC because I'm so old. I learned to draw it on paper, and then someone said, "Well, it feels kind of weird that you're talking, but we can't see you." And because I did some interviews with politicians, I started out as a Danish politician channel. So I got a camera, and then I was sitting around because election has a tendency to end, and I thought, well, I can talk a bit about politics whenever there's something. But I'm always watching trial coverage, and then I was annoying Nick and Dave in their chat, and they asked me on, and because I'm what's called a layman in Denmark, that's our professional jury system. I thought, well, I could cover some cases too, because I could probably see it with a different eye than a professional lawyer would, because we have kind of a different system in Denmark. So I had to learn all about StreamYards and stuff and this, and it's still a shoestring operation, but it's getting better. And I know Mo and I we have kind of hold each other's hands along the way. So it's nice to meet nice people on the internet. You should.
Yes.
And that's why everyone should go and love everyone. Not all the drama. YouTube is better with love, not drama. Yeah, I tested out how bad it is with one before I got the second one. The second one was worse. I couldn't walk when I got that one. It's the most stupid thing. I had been in Bosnia, a war zone, for almost a year. And then I tried to put in a case of watermelons on a shelf, and I bust my back.
Oh my God.
Better than getting startled by a deer. I mean,
yeah.
At least there were no woodland creatures trying to attack you.
No, and the worst part is I wasn't even supposed to go and help with putting this stuff in, but it had gone at another point because I have a when you're born with something, what's that called? Hereditary? No.
Genetic or hereditary?
Yeah, I have genetic fault in my back, so it doesn't have the right S curve, so it would have popped at some time.
Oh.
So, but now I'm on YouTube, and that's just as fun as being a baker. I don't have to get up at 1 a.m.
Also good.
Yeah, Sal is almost as hard to find as the expert. There's a lot of hits when you put those in. And the white rabbit bounce, I haven't found her yet. I have people, when people put in the links, I had to do that because I was unsubscribed from her 2 times. What? No one put Bakers in the corner.
Yeah, but wouldn't he be Johnny and not Baby?
I can't carry because my bad back, so I couldn't carry her.
Well,
but in the water you could. No, wait, she's out of the water. Never mind.
Carrying the watermelon. I think that's the reason.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. I'll have to rewatch. I forgot.
I never saw that movie.
What? All right.
Did you hear the song Patrick Swayze sang at least?
Yeah, of course I've heard that. But if I'm gonna watch a chick flick, I have one chick flick I watch, and it's 10 Things I Hate About You. I watched it the other day. I love that movie.
I thought
And
you were going to say Roadhouse.
well, Roadhouse is great because it breaks the guy's neck. Yeah, and it's always or the slip on a stair because you didn't see that someone had spilled something on it. It's always those things because it's not when I was picking dough up from the machines or putting it into another machine. Uh, Once I calculated how many tons a day I was moving by hand, and I think I made on that day I made 2.5 tons of dough, and then I had to move it around different places. So it's a hard job, but your body is used to that, so it doesn't hurt. It's the second you do something else, pick up your child or raise your leg to step over a cat, something just pops.
Mm-hmm.
No, Salvador.
What? Oh.
That's a thing I've been searching for too. I have tried with making some with a lot of yeast. I have tried to put some pizza dough in the fridge and have it rise slowly. I believe I have tried everything. I can't get pizza dough ready right. I don't know why it just won't work for me. So
You have to
yeah,
have like a super hot oven, and
yeah.
I don't
The
know.
the first thing to have a great pizza is put some kind of stone. You can buy some cheap baking stones or pizza stones, or just put any kind of stone into your oven and heat that MFR all the way up and get it really hot. Then turn down to the temperature you want to bake it on. Slide the pizza in because then the crust will get extra crispy
Ooh,
because there's a lot of heat retention in the stone. I know it's the cool thing to try to sell you a steel pizza thing. It's not as good as a stone. I like it to do it on stone, and real pizza oven has stones in the bottom. I wouldn't recommend starting a fire in your oven as they do in the pizzerias, but a really good hot
Hmm.
stone when you slip your pizza on it, because it would seal the crust instantly, so you can really get the bubbling on the pizza. Well, I tried to ask for that, but they said they couldn't say it happened on the job, even though I had an MRI a week before I started in my last bakery, and then I had one herniated disc, and when I couldn't walk 2 months later, I have a second herniated disc, but they couldn't say it was a work injury, so I never got any money for that one. It could have been a lot of money. Hello, Mrs. Helm. Oh, she's right here. Hello. Thank you so much for showing up. I'll try to say a lot of nice things about your son because he helped me get 500 subscribers, and I'm really thankful that he gave me a chance when I was just a little baby channel with 40 people following me. Without Mr. Mexican Law Show, there wouldn't be any Broken Baker, and without Nicholas Starrow, of course, because he was
Oh,
the one who introduced me to Mexican Law Show.
which reminds me, David, you are here, and I need to see if you are close to a certain case. Let me see. I have to pull it up. It is a civil case. And where is it? It is in Pontiac District. If you are in the Pontiac District or can get there, I need you to cover a case for me.
The Marbles case.
Yes, it's
Oh,
supremely important. But since your mother's in chat, I will talk to you in Discord about it.
yeah, pizza dough is difficult, and it's because you have to really knead the dough because to make the gluten, which is the part of the dough that makes it rise, you have to really work it because those Italian kinds of flour you put in it, they can take and absorb a lot of water, but you really have to work it for a long time, and you have to get it really good and strong in the gluten. even as it feels like it's not, and then put it in the fridge and really let it. It generates a lot more taste, but it's such a hard one. I would like to make my own, but I have to admit I don't. And sourdough can be really, really tricky. But if you can get it going and you give it some love every day, the best thing to do with sourdough, every time you have if you have children and they have friends over, make them put their nasty fingers into the sourdough, because sourdough needs a lot of bacteria to really ferment the taste. Yeah, it sounds gross, but that's reality. Yeast is just bacteria. And if you can get a lot of different bacteria, because like everything else in life, if there's too much of one thing, it kills itself. So one of the best things, of course, wash the hands first. Kids, they stick in the worst places, but because it's different bacteria everyone has, if they put them in the sourdough, you'll get new bacteria into it.
Chat, just go with it. Just go. Today is
Yeah.
Thursday. It's hump day, or it's past hump day. Just go. I give you permission.
I love sourdough too. So
I know. Now I'm just going to think everyone's just put their gross, disgusting fingers in everything.
here.
You know, if there was one thing that's gonna get me off carbs, it's gonna be that. Everyone
Yeah.
just picking their nose like it's old. Baker said to touch it.
Yeah, but you should touch it, because it's a living organism and it needs something that develops all the flavors.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus,
but-
I don't want to think about sourdough flavors now ever again.
How do
you
you
have
think?
ruined sourdough for me.
How do you think they figured out yeast was great in bread? Someone was sitting in probably Mesopotamia and didn't really want to put the bread on the hot stone as they usually did to make the flat bread they make back then. And then maybe next day they came back and think, well, that's strange. There's a lot of bubbles in that. Oh, it has changed the flavor. It's because someone put some bacteria in it, just like penicillin. Because someone was too lazy to wash his dishes, they found out there was penicillin.
Yes, but I've gone almost 40 years without thinking about it. But now
That's why you come to
That's
the Broken
controlled you.
Baker. It's educational. I think I have put that somewhere on some chats that it's educational. Yeah,
it's
and Greedy Bloke,
educational. Finger everything. That's your merchandise.
yeah,
Finger everything.
get their fingers in the sourdough.
Oh my god.
And Greedy Bloke, no, it weighs the same, but if your body is used to it, it can handle more weight. But again, you can get them really cheap pizza stones, and you just make them really, really hot before you put the pizza on. Maybe I should have your recipe and see if I can get anything resembling a passable product, because mine doesn't work. What?
He's
Oh.
also said Pontiac. He said that's fine.
Yeah, because
Oh,
the case
yeah.
is in Pontiac district or what have you, and I was trying to be.
Well, you have have her permission to be as sleazy
Well,
as
that's
you want
what.
to be.
Well, I said it was the male marbles custody case, so
In a bread, I don't know about bread makers. I have a machine with a
a
spiral
hook.
thingy in it. Yeah, hook. I and I broke my machine, so because now I'm building a new place in my kitchen to do baking videos, I probably have to find a new machine. So, but you have to really knead it through when you are making these softer kinds of doughs, like Italian doughs, as we call them in Denmark, because there's a lot of water, and it takes some time for them to make the gluten. And no, gluten isn't dangerous, as only for celiacs, ones who can't have it.
Yeah.
It scares me terribly. I lay awake at night,
Are
afraid
you-
of the glutens.
I won't know. I hate this whole gluten thing. It's so annoying.
I should really think about what I'm saying. Hey, little peanut. Oh, that's some problem.
What?
Guilty or something along those lines. We're not exactly sure who this person was. I did bring that issue to the parties, and it's my understanding, based on my discussion with the parties, that the court and the parties are all in agreement. I believe we have to bring the jurors in individually and question them in regards to if they heard anything being yelled out towards them.
Uh-oh.
Any further record depends.
As far as I heard it, because they weren't on camera and they didn't use the mic. Yesterday, when the juries left the courthouse, as I gathered, someone yelled something like, "If you're a politician, find them guilty." Whatever that means. So now they're going to question the jury if they heard it.
To make about that at this time.
No, I think that's appropriate. I would ask that the court inquire if they've heard anything else about the case.
While they're here.
Yes, just
Okay.
that simple question.
Okay. And then it's my understanding between the parties that there were an issue, at least one that you guys needed to raise.
Yes, Your Honor. I want to make sure before Clifton Miller, who is the cousin of Michael Miller, Billy Miller, who is the uncle of Michael Miller, and Vita Miller, who was married to Billy Miller. First of all, they make some assumptions that there could be a relationship beyond being a friend, beyond just being a
It
handyman.
would be so nice if they
I would
used the
argue
microphones.
that it's pure speculation. They make statements like they're teasing Michael Miller about being in a homosexual relationship. I would suggest that's pure speculation. It's has some damaging points because I think they see it as a derogatory matter. And so there's, like I said, there's just no evidence of this at all, and it shouldn't come before the jury.
State.
And Your Honor, our position is that it's relevant. It's not that it's, you use the term damaging, but I'm not exactly sure how the defense is articulating the manner in which it's damaging. I think what it reflects and the relevance that it reflects is, given the strangeness of the level of contact that Mr. Miller is having with Thomas Randolph, it is prompting, his aunt and uncle in a joking manner say, like, "Are you guys dating?" Because, like, that's a lot of phone calls. That's a lot of hanging out. So it's not being done in a pejorative way, but it's to the layoffs.
That seems kind of strange, trying to put in that they had a homosexual relationship. It's 2008. Is that such a strange thing that even if they had, and again, he had 6 wives and 1 girlfriend. He's probably not the most gay person in the world.
Well, I mean,
Based off of like just hanging out and calling the person. Okay. So
I mean,
Yeah,
I have tons of girlfriends that I call a lot and hang out with a lot.
yeah. I think it seems like kind of they want to use it as a pejorative, a bad thing that they hung out a lot and were 2 guys. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
it
But I'm
seems like
just-
something families would say, like, you 2 are hanging out all the time. Like, it seems like something if my family, to use a English term, takes the mickey out of each other all the time. So, we'd be like, "Are you 2 going out or something?" Like, "What, do you have a date tonight or something?" That's what we would do to each other because we're
Yeah, but
terrible
that's
people.
different than implying they had a sexual relationship just because they were hanging out. And just to because I think Gigi was afraid I couldn't see her. No, bread pudding really isn't a thing in Denmark. That's more of a British thing, I believe. We don't have it. And again, that would be more like a pastry thing. I'm not a pastry chef. I'm a real baker. So I'm more into making breads and stuff like that. So, and yeah, we are kind of eavesdropping because they haven't turned the mics on and they haven't put the camera on them. It seems kind of weird, but the other days they have also started with some questions where they had the mics on.
Irish just came in. She was wondering what's going on.
You missed the part where we talked about how to get a really healthy sourdough, and then allegedly yesterday when the jury left the building, someone yelled something like, "If you're a politician, you better vote guilty, or you have to vote guilty," or something like that. And now they're talking about should the state be asking about if the victim and I believe Mr. Randolph had a homosexual relationship, because of course that is super relevant.
Yeah. I mean, unless
Joke,
they
it was-
have,
I get where Mo's coming from because my family's like that too. But like, if they're like
Yeah.
serious about it and bringing it in, and just, that's weird.
Yeah.
unless they have text messages like, "Are we going out tonight to the club? To do the bathhouse thing." I
Yeah.
don't want to know, and I don't care.
And again, men can sit around each other for 6 hours saying nothing else that that's a good one. And it's the best day we have had all year. And Melissa, I'm just gonna do quickly do the chat and then jump back to it. I don't know the tasteless baker from Australia. I have the baking Bible is, I believe, from some Australian guy. I never make gluten-free bread because I don't know any people who's gluten allergic, and it's really, really annoying to work with. So it's great that there's the alternative if you can't not stand, but if you can't process the gluten, but it's easier to work with gluten because it rises better. Maybe we'll do a sourdough stream sometime.
Yeah, make some sourdough.
Yeah, and when we heard him yeah, is it called yeah, he was moaning just to go up and down from the floor. He's yeah.
Observations of people within Miller's family that they are struck by how often these two are interacting, given the fact that it should be more of an arm's length transaction because he's just supposed to be hired to be doing odd jobs. So I don't think the tone of it is derogatory towards the homosexual community in any way, but it's more a reflection of just they're struck by just how often they're interacting. And it's a little ribbing that they're giving their cousin about it because they're trying to figure out why in the world are you guys talking so much.
Your Honor, if it's not derogatory and the state's not bringing it out for that purpose, why don't they just speculate that they're friends? And this is pure speculation too. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever. It's supposition, and it does have a prejudicial effect. So I'm not sure, I don't even know why it's relevant, other than maybe they conclude, wow, you're really good friends. I don't think there's anything wrong, and I've struggled
How's the
with this.
view
I think there's a
on
narrative
same-sex
that's
people in
become
Nevada?
apparent.
Isn't that
If Mr.
a pretty
Randolph
liberal
becomes
state?
friends with Michael
think
Miller,
so. It's
why
got
can't they be friends?
Las
And
Vegas
why
in
do we
it.
have to make assumptions
They
that
got
there's
kitty
homosexual
ranches and stuff like that
relationship when
too.
there's no evidence?
Well, I mean, I think here's,
I
the
mean,
family can absolutely come in if they thought the amount of communication that they were having, the amount of times that they had to talk and things like that, if they thought that was strange, the family can absolutely come back. They're not gonna be allowed to take that extra step to suggest that they were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. They can absolutely testify to, yeah, I thought him talking to this guy 10 times a day, or however many times a day that it was. Did you strike that strike you as odd? Yes, that struck me as odd because he didn't talk to his other friends that much. I thought that was odd. There's been some testimony that a lot of people thought the age difference was odd. I don't know if that's what they're gonna testify to, but they can talk about that they thought that the relationship was odd, but they cannot take that extra step in making an assumption as to what type of relationship it was.
Okay, and Your Honor, if I could just at least have, before we get started, at least give me a moment to just kind of advise them and warn them of this is the parameters of this.
Sure.
Okay.
The second issue, Your Honor, I was told, Ms. Weckerly told me within the last month, she promptly told me I'd interviewed Clifton Miller, and Clifton Miller has made some suggestion that there was a statement made by Michael Miller of some type of plot to kill, And I was going to argue that it's not in furtherance of the conspiracy, and I have pulled case law and necessary or the relevant statute, NRS 51.035, subsection 3, subsection E, a statement by a co-conspirator of a party during the course and in furtherance of a conspiracy is not hearsay. And so as I've done all this research, rather than tell the court all the different cases I have, my understanding is the state is not going to elicit any such alleged conspiracy plan.
So that is correct, Your Honor. We have spoken to Clifton Miller. He did give a statement in a pretrial that suggested that there was a statement made in the furtherance of a conspiracy. We are at this time opting not to introduce the statement. I informed Mr. Oram of that. We talked to Mr. Miller last night and told him that we're not going to elicit that testimony. I am planning to elicit statements that, after observing the relationship between Tom and Michael Miller, the advice Clifton gave his cousin, which the state does not consider hearsay. There were things that he observed about the relationship, and Clifton repeatedly tells his cousin, get out of this relationship, don't get involved with him. I'm not trying to elicit what Michael Miller told the cousin, but what the cousin told Michael.
Well, I think in regards to what Clifton told Michael Miller, I mean, that's not hearsay, because Clifton will be here to testify his own statements. And if the proper that you're giving, the semi-proper, is you got a chance, sir, to observe the relationship between these two. And based upon your observation, did you give your cousin any advice? Clifton can absolutely testify to what he told Michael Miller, because it's not hearsay.
Okay. And I mean,
But Michael Miller's statements would be subject to a hearsay.
yes.
And I'm concerned about that because I can't see how we're going to get through these next three witnesses without the state introducing quite a bit of Michael Miller's statements. And I mean, are they planning not to introduce Michael Miller's statements?
I'm not planning, I'm gonna ask him, did you advise him to stay away from Tom? Well, there is one statement I think that's in furtherance.
That's leading.
Where Michael Miller does tell his cousin that he believes he'll be coming into money, but I think that's a state of mind of Michael Miller. I'm gonna ask him if he advised his cousin not to house sit for Mr. Randolph, that he advised his cousin that he thought he was gonna get shot, and that he advised his cousin, leave him alone in that relationship.
So, Your Honor, that causes me some concern. Is she going to mention an amount when he's going to come into money? Okay, he's going to come into money, and that's it. Is that right, that he's going to come into
Is that
money?
it?
I have an amount. He made a similar statement.
This is to Billy.
And Billy, he made a similar statement of kind of future intent and plan, where he says he was going to be leaving soon with Mr. Randolph, and he'd be coming into some money, about $400,000, and he was going to be working as a driver for Mr. Randolph.
400.
So, Your Honor, this is now in furtherance of a conspiracy, and there's no furtherance of a conspiracy. And so what they intend on doing is putting in evidence that, and I can just imagine what Mr. Hamner is going to do with this. Oh, that's proof of he was about to get into the money, he was going to get the insurance money, and then he was running off with Mr. Randolph or something along those lines. It's not in furtherance of a conspiracy, and it requires it. The Ninth Circuit requires it. Our state Supreme Court requires it. It has to be in furtherance and in course of a conspiracy. And the case law says, court's indulgence.
Exactly.
For declarations to be admissible under co-conspirator exception, they must further the common objectives of the conspiracy. And that is Goodman, it's a case out of the Second Circuit. The same mere conversations between co-conspirators or mere narrative declarations are not admissible as declarations in furtherance of a conspiracy. That is a Fifth Circuit case, United States versus James, United States versus Birnbaum, which is a Second Circuit case, and Goodman, which is a Second Circuit case. So they have to show, one, there's slight evidence of a conspiracy, and then they have to show that it's in furtherance of the conspiracy, and they can't do that. And that's exactly what that was.
That's actually not, it's admissible as a state of mind, as a statement of future intent. We're not eliciting it as a statement of a co-conspirator in furtherance of a conspiracy. It's admissible because it goes to the state of mind of the declarant as a statement of future intent. A very similar argument that the defense made earlier in this trial, trying to elicit hearsay at another point in this trial, where it is admissible because it goes to his future intent. They made that argument to this very court a couple of days ago on another hearsay issue. So I am not seeking to elicit it under the co-conspirator exception. I'm seeking to elicit it under state of mind exception as a statement of future intent.
And what is the future intent?
He's telling him, I'm leaving town pretty soon. Like, I'm moving out of here because I'm going to get a job working as a driver for Mr. Randolph. We're going to come in some money. He says 400,000, and we're going to go buy jet skis.
We're gonna go buy jet skis.
Now they turned off the sound. It wasn't me.
Why would you buy jets? Never mind. Okay.
David, did you hear that?
Jet ski. David's like
Jury trial,
guilty
he gave a lengthy
jet
statement.
skis.
I never remember a single thing that he says about being a driver.
Maybe that little detail may have come up during a pretrial, but Billy Miller testified to it at the jury trial the last time.
What
This
they,
statement, this statement literally came in, so it's not as if the defense isn't on notice that Mr. Miller has said this. He said it on page 114, I believe. Yeah. Page 114, lines 9 through 13.
was going to come into money together, right? Not that he's going to be a driver for it. Where does it say he's going to be a driver?
Mr. Warren, I just clarified, that particular detail about the driver may have come out in a pretrial, but I'm directing Mr. Warren back to the fact that this context, what he's talking about here, was testified to previously. This is not a situation that they're not on notice of.
What did he say at the last trial?
Question, did he state that he and Mr. Randolph were going to be coming into some money together? Yes, he said about $400,000, and they were gonna go out and buy jet skis, and he were 3 to 4 days before he was gone. And if you look at the preceding question and answer, it ties to the house sitting. So I'll go back just to give full context leading up to that answer. Question, okay.
How are you
after
getting
the house
$400K for house sitting?
sat for the defendant, they discussed
Yeah, and
any future plans.
Shirley, I don't
the
know.
defendant had of
They just
moving
started
together. Answer.
talking.
He said that his girlfriend from Florida that he had broke up with had a baby.
Thank you for
by
paying
him,
attention,
wanted to make up,
Shirley.
make back up.
And
with
thank
him.
you for
He was
being
gonna
you.
do that.
Did you see I
He was
wrote a
going
nice
to,
thing
spend some
about
money
you
and
on
some
the
time with her. And I
my
thought
thank you note
that was
today on
odd because he
YouTube?
didn't have a job, but he was still looking 3 weeks before that and never really got a job. Even when he said he had a job, it didn't materialize because he would be promised work and the work never happened. So we gave him work, and then he found odd jobs around town. He kept telling me that he was going to leave and things are going to be fine. Don't worry about him. Question, did he stated that he and Mr. Randolph were going to be coming into some money together? Yes, he
Right in
said
front of
about
his house.
$400,000, and they were going to go out and buy jet
David,
skis
don't lose
maybe
his
3 or 4
mind.
days before he was gone.
There was an objection posed to that whole line of questioning. Judge Miley overruled the objection. That's why I did this research, so I could come in and explain what the law is and that they cannot do that. It's not in furtherance of a conspiracy. So yes, Mr. Hammer's right.
Well, it's certainly not coming in furtherance of the conspiracy, but Mr. Hammond's argument is he's bringing it in regards to Mr. Miller's state of mind. He says he's not bringing it in furtherance of the conspiracy, but it's absolutely not in furtherance of the conspiracy.
And so he could say that he's leaving town, I think, which is a future intent, but not that he's coming into $400,000, because where would he be getting the $400,000? And he sat there implying that's coming from insurance proceeds in Tom Randolph, which is in furtherance of a conspiracy, and that's how they're trying to bring it in. I think they can say he thought he was coming into money, and that his intent was he was going to leave, not an amount, but that he was going to leave, and not with Tom Randolph, because he said in his statement that he was going with his girlfriend to either California or to Florida, and that he was done with Mr. Randolph. So now it's changing, I guess in a
Who
pre-trial.
said, Mike Miller said that? Or who said that?
Mike Miller told Billy Miller that he told Billy and Vita that he was done with Tom Randolph. That's why Vita Miller deletes 200 voicemails, because Michael Miller was saying, I'm leaving town, I'm done with Mr. Randolph, and I'm going off with my girlfriend either to California or Florida.
Was that testified to?
Yeah.
So what portion testified to?
That Mike Miller said said that he was done with Mr. Randolph and he's leaving now and going out.
He didn't say that.
That is.
It was stated.
Billy Miller?
This again,
I
shenanigans.
when was this said? They're like, and then he said, and also, and we're like, and where was that in the transcript? Well, he said this someday in like on the Ouija board.
Yeah, and and it's it's
We asked him on the Ouija board.
yeah, and Alexandra, you're welcome to go visit Lefty if you have a jet ski, and then you're gonna visit Dave afterwards.
Everybody get your jet skis, head to the lake, terrorize David the rest of the day.
Yeah, and who said what? As I gather, it's the cousin of the deceased Michael Miller, the man who allegedly was hired to kill the wife. But this is getting really, really hard to follow along because, as I see it, if they mention an amount or anything, or
Yeah.
that he and Thomas Randolph was going to get into money, yeah,
And that sucks because it's so.
yeah, it's painted just like the maybe gay thing. It paints him in a light before the jury that I don't think is fair. Without, if they can't prove that they spend every Saturday and Wednesday on the Blue Oyster Club.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. They can't prove anything. Thus far, the only thing we've gotten is Mr. CSI guy telling us that all of the weapons used were weapons used, allegedly.
Yeah, but he couldn't
When-
tell how anything ended up where anything ended.
And they have no phone calls, they have no messages, they have no checks written with memos. They don't have anything that says, hey, we're gonna take out my wife and let's do this.
Yeah, and Brandon, I had a whiskey on the previous stream, so I don't hate drinks. I drank one earlier. I drank the AH special. What's the name of that one? The one Amber Heard got treated with allegedly. So I have had one today. Yeah, and it's Deirdre's cousin, psychic tarot reader, palm reader.
Yeah.
The incident happened in 2008, and the last case where he got the DP is in 2017, and I think he has been in prison since 2008. So yeah. Well, it was a double. Maker's Mark, exactly. The AH special. I bought it just to test to see if what she said was possible.
Yeah. For science
Oh, Baker.
and the American way.
I'm just saying that her story was this part, which is 11.5 centimeters. Mass could probably turn it into non-real numbers, American. If that was pushed, as she said, without marks, that's like a bowling pin in a blimp hanger. So
She's a
back to
woman of
this.
many talents. That's I mean, she's an American treasure, Baker.
Oh,
which is
it's
why
not the
we're okay
greatest.
which is why we're okay with her leaving town, never
Yeah.
coming back.
It's not day drinking, as it's currently 8:25 p.m. my time. Exactly, because allegedly this hit her clavicle bone, not her poop. I don't know girl parts.
That's Vita's testament.
Vita's testimony. So
And why do the
Mr.
CC
Orb
not
is adding
come up?
details that are not elicited at that Mr.
Vita testified to this in the first trial.
We don't have to
Well,
see
so in the first trial, Vita on cross-examination does say that Mr. Miller says, I'm done with Mr. Randolph, I don't need to hear the 200 messages that he left for me. That was on cross. Mr. Hamner is talking about her husband, Billy Miller, and his conversations with Michael Miller. So I don't know how you would analyze that admissibility with a different witness's statement entirely.
Well, that's why I'm asking you this, because
Yeah.
I wasn't at, I didn't have the
Here's
opportunity
the
to review all the transcript.
here's a confusion with that. The police actually do a lengthy recorded interview with both Billy and Vita Miller. So in preparation, I've had to pull out who's answering by their initials, so that they've said this, and it is true that it's actually Vita who says Mike's coming into money and he's going to move away with his new girlfriend to Florida or California. Billy Miller has said, oh, he was going to move away and he was coming into $400,000. The $400,000 is what we would absolutely argue is in some type of evidence of a conspiracy that is inadmissible under NRS 51.035 subsection 3E.
All right, hold on 1 second. So, no, so, and once again, when you actually look at the context of what's saying, it's actually what I've represented to the court. In the statement between Billy and Vita about this conversation, he's actually intimating that he is going to drive for Mr. Randolph. So I want to sit here.
Well, I don't want to talk about what he's intimating because he's not here. That would be pure speculation.
But literally the word says.
Mr. Abner, when I'm talking, you're not.
Okay.
So I don't want to talk about what
Oh,
he would
no.
speculate as to what he's intimating because he's not here. What did he
Judge is
say?
about to take off her
That's
damn
what I was
earrings.
trying
You
to
shut the hell up, dude.
So I'm literally looking in the middle of page 25.
Mr. Handler, is this from the statement?
This statement. I mean, I'd love to read the full context, but I'll isolate literally where the word drive pops up, but I think.
Sir, stop
Well,
saying
I'm just
literally.
reading the statement, because you guys tell me what page you're on. If I don't have the page, that means nothing to me.
To clarify, Judge, they're interviewed together, so it's
Billy and
one.
B, right, and
Yes.
Mr. Holmes said he had to distinguish who's talking.
BN stands for Billy Miller.
And again, what page?
Does someone have a
Well,
Snickers to
if you
give
go
the
back to
judge?
24 gives more context.
Yeah.
25
He's always
Miller
angry.
is
I
talking
like her.
about, him
I know, I
driving
like
for
her.
Randolph.
But I'm just saying, someone needs to have a Snickers for the judge.
She's my Borowski. I just need her to say, lawyers, chambers, now.
Oh my God, yes, please.
Oh, I miss him.
I
Hey,
know.
That's a tough one. It's because the state is trying to put in that the relationship between Mr. Randolph and Mr. Miller might have been a can we say gay on YouTube? I'm not sure. A man-on-man situation.
So when it just says.
Non-hetero
A, is this
life
female?
partners.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
And now they try to sneak in that he was talking about all this money he was going to come into by some means, just to paint Mr. Randolph in a bad light.
This is Vita. The answer is Vita.
This is Vita Miller talking.
Yeah, he was going to leave Sharon and he wanted Mike to go with him at one point, I guess, to drive. And he was coming into a large sum of money, like $400,000.
It was
Cashing
2008.
the check within the past week.
Back then, there was only like 50.
So
Yeah, I'm
See where it says, I
confused.
guess.
How the hell
Right
much
before the
was
I guess.
her life
She said she
insurance?
guesses he's gonna drive. I don't know what. So here's the thing. These people.
And now they're turning off the audio again. What the F is the court doing today?
This judge is just like, what the hell is wrong with you people? I am so damn done with you.
And Alexandra, as I explained earlier, men can be together for hours, not saying a word to each other, and still it's the greatest man thing. I have seen articles about how men should apparently be hugging and kissing when they are together. I haven't really. Søren is not on chat today because he would probably like it, but it's I never done it with any of my friends. I can't even get a hug from people. I feel I can from my kids, but not even my sister tries sometimes, but I don't like it. So I can't really see that when Dave and Nick and I meet up when Dave is coming to Sweden, that we're gonna hug a lot. It's not really, but we will probably have a beverage or two. Oh, talking about a beverage.
I'm definitely hugging you.
Yeah, and you're definitely getting thrown off the boat.
Are we huggers? I don't think we're huggers.
No,
Did you
that's
hear that?
What did I hear?
Did you hear about the jet skis?
What? No, I missed all that. I was busy working.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, apparently they were going to get the insurance money from unaliving his wife, get some jet skis.
Send them to jail, directly to jail.
So we're all rounding up the jet skis. We're gonna come hang out with you on the lake. Just, you know.
Jet skis.
Well, if those kind of hugs Dave is proposing, well, I'm not saying no.
Underwater mouth hugs.
Yeah.
Not those kind of hugs, no. But no, anyone with a jet ski can go fuck off. Sorry, can I say that? No, wait. Oh, shoot. Sorry, we're not at 2 hours.
I'm not monetized. You can say everything. We were just discussing if we can say man-on-man stuff, but we're not sure.
So what's going on in the case so far? I heard some arguments.
Nothing. They are talking about because first they wanted to allege that the relationship between Mr. Miller and Mr. Randolph was a man-on-man love affair, and the defense said it's just to paint them in a bad light. And I was thinking, it's Nevada, it's a really progressive state, and then they were talking about trying to imply that there was a conspiracy by letting his cousin talk about how he talked about getting into $400K by being a driver for Mr. Randolph and then go buy some jet skis. So the defense don't want it in because, of course, if his cousin says, well, he said that he's going to get some money, that's that could imply.
Well, I mean, it's just he's just looking at the bright side, or on the bright side of things, right? By the way, so Shizzy sent me this. He printed this off.
I'm just inbigging you.
I'm
It's so
jealous.
Cool.
I got. What is it?
No, I know what it is, but like, what is it for? There we go. Sorry, what is it for?
He's 3D printed. This is Anakin Skywalker underneath Vader's mask that's been broken open by Obi-Wan.
That's
and so he's
amazing.
printed some of this. Yeah, so he's got this one here, and then I got a helmet to put on it, but the helmet's a little big, so he's gonna have to put. It's a little
That
big.
is so cool.
Well, you can just say it's a dark helmet.
Right? Yeah. It's Dark Vader, right?
No, Dark Helmet was his name.
Yes.
Oh, Dark Helmet. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dark.
Sorry, Jonathan. Bad.
No, it's not Dark Vibrator. But anyway, and then I got an extra helmet too. But it's very cool. So I just got these in today. I'm very excited. I'm glad I came to the office.
I love this YouTube community where people do all kinds of nice things for each other without even we don't know each other, and we're just a really supportive group.
Yes, it's amazing. So I'm gonna have to jump on Shizzy's stream later. I don't know if he's streaming later. Tell him I got it.
Fishing boat.
Fishing boats.
Jonathan.
Fishing boats are fine. Although, maybe you can answer a question for me because I've never understood. Why does the fishing boat have to have the biggest engine of all other boats? It's a fishing boat, right? You just ride around, you troll slowly. Why does it have to have, an 800 horsepower engine on the back of it? And 2 of them, maybe.
Have you seen what the orcas are doing now?
Well, okay. But we're not talking about, like, he lives in Minnesota, right? I mean, they got small lakes, there's no whales.
Where does he live, Jamie?
Minnesota.
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 Yeah, I like to fish, but I don't like to catch anything. I'm not a big proponent of killing fish and stuff like that.
You don't eat fish? You're Danish. You don't eat fish?
I eat pickled herring, yeah. But
okay, well,
but
it comes from the water. Someone's got to catch it.
Yeah, that's why you have fishermen. No, but I like going out and catching the stuff and getting up, but I don't like to touch the fish. And as I won't eat, my friend he's a really big fisherman. That's his outlet is standing out in the water for 4 hours and doing nothing. and I can see the appeal of it, but I've just never been a fan of killing fish and stuff like that. I did 14 days as a butcher when when you go into to any kind of culinary field or anything that has to do with food, you have to try being a waiter, a chef, a baker, a butcher, and those 14 days as a butcher, that's the worst thing. I'm not a big fan of blood. So
Yeah, but it's fish blood. It's practically, fruit juice.
Ew.
yeah, I know, but it's yeah. Now, Cece will probably be
I
just happy.
opened it. I opened it before I went on. I just happened to show everyone.
Shame.
Yeah, my shriveled up black heart is getting a little bit less shriveled up.
Oh, are you like the Grinch?
Yeah, I'm like
Heart
the
is growing 10 times.
Well, I mean, can love really survive in a world where Britney Spears can't stay married?
Oh
I
my God,
mean,
stop it. That's gonna make me cry.
leave Britney alone.
Wait, she get divorced now?
Well, yeah.
That's the stories.
Oh,
That's,
Did
that's what,
she get married?
Yeah.
well, yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I learned from my first one. I didn't need to try another one, but some people never learn. Like
Well,
David.
this guy, I mean, I firmly believe this guy just didn't know how to do his own laundry.
And it was Britney Spears. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, would you say no?
Access to like, yeah.
We've all seen her dancing, right? Who wouldn't want that?
Well, 1997 Britney.
She's a
Yeah.
little nuts lately, but
But have you seen her lately? She looks kind of weird. I think she had a little bit too much done.
She's not Madonna weird. I mean,
No,
a lot of
not
stuff
yet.
that happened to her during her conservatorship.
I feel like Madonna really doesn't look like that, though. Is anyone else with me? Do we think that that's just like done up? That she doesn't actually look like that?
I think she's had a tremendous amount of work done, though. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but she doesn't look like a lizard person.
Is it only 5 weeks ago she got married? Okay.
she looks like Jason Voorhees now.
She does.
Oh, but David, one of the big problems today is they have to question the jury because yesterday, as they left the courtroom, allegedly someone yelled, "If you're a politician, you have to find him guilty," or something like that. So,
Oh yeah.
what I deduct from that is someone who is a local politician is on the jury, was running for some office, is on the jury, and now they're yelling at them too. So they're going to question the jury if they heard what was yelled at them. That's
Well, that was
probably
going to be my first question: is are there any politicians on the jury?
Yeah, we don't know.
Because otherwise, it doesn't pertain to them, right? Well, first you should probably ask if they even heard it. It was yelled to the jury.
Yeah. They're supposed to bring
Yes.
men one by one, I thought, and interview them.
Fedorowski.
So they're going to dox every one of them because they're going to do it on camera.
Because
No,
yes, of course they are.
I think that's why nothing is happening because they're probably doing it off camera or without sound. Fedorowski, you're an older guy. You can remember "Baby One More Time." That thing.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
That
Yeah,
video
that was
did
like
things to me that.
98. So yeah.
Oh my God! If I saw one more of my like high school people dress up as that for Halloween, dear Jesus.
Yeah, Madonna looks like she's the one who was in the back of the plane.
I mean, at least Cher and Dolly Parton look like weird plastic people, but like normal humanish.
Oh, so a normal celebrity wedding or marriage, 6 months. That's pretty good. Yeah, and good morning, Pixie, and thank you for the nice message over on my community page. And yeah, when you see, I just I don't know why I stumbled on the TV and they had those horrible ABBA musical movies on What's the name? The
Mamma Mia.
yeah, they had Mamma Mia 2 on.
Oh, Mama
And-
Mia.
Oh dear God, did you soak yourself with holy water and set yourself ablaze?
I was just, I can't sing, but I can sing better than them. But when I saw Sharon,
Okay, can I say something about Mamma Mia 2?
one of your
Oh,
favorite
God.
movies ever,
Well, first of all, Mamma Mia was pretty good. Cher was absolutely the wrong person to sing any ABBA song. It's not in her range. She's too what, baritone. I don't know. It's just Cher was the
She's an
absolute worst
alto.
person.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but it was the absolute worst person to ever sing an ABBA song. Period.
but yeah, but did you hear what's her name, the one who wins all the Oscars and loves
Meryl
Harry
Streep?
Weinstein? Yeah, she can't sing for. Phew. That was some of the worst singing I ever heard in a movie.
Yeah, well, they're all bad, but I wanted to make it a point about Cher because Cher was absolutely the wrong person to be singing in that.
David,
Singing
I want
any
to
ABBA
know.
song.
I want to know the situation and fact pattern that led you to be watching Mamma Mia 2. I want you to lead us down the
My
path.
wife is Swedish.
Ah,
ABBA is Swedish. We watched Mamma Mia and we watched Mamma Mia too.
Yeah,
well,
and
Pierce Brosnan was
absolutely.
in it. Never mind. I would watch Pierce Brosnan. True.
well, she taught me that
Okay, let's hear it.
yeah, I wasn't. I think it's it's a tragedy that girls like her and Christina Aguilera was put out there as sex symbols when they were underage. I was so glad I never had any of those kinds of feelings for those girls, because I watched Fighter by Christina Aguilera and I didn't feel a thing.
Chris Mullen, you can
True
skip Mamma
story.
Mia too.
But
I watched Fighter and I felt like she smelled like she needed deodorant.
Yeah,
That
she had
was-
a period where she didn't look like she showered very often.
Yep.
You talking
Patchouli
about Cher?
order and no, Christina Aguilera.
I don't know.
I liked New Kids on the Block.
You better off.
Backstreet Boys, not too much. I liked Spice Girls. They had some great songs to
They
get
actually
drunk
had
to,
some
and
good songs.
and
I distinctly remember the very first time I ever heard the name Backstreet, or not Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block. I was on the bus leaving my elementary school, but I don't know what grade that would have been. And someone literally asked me if I liked the New Kids on the Block, and I thought they were talking about like some kids that had just moved into the neighborhood. I had no clue. So this whole thing about, do I know names and do I know whatever, it dates back to like 4th grade. I remember that distinctly. And then I was like, oh yeah, they're cool or whatever. And then I realized that they were talking about some music group.
But no, I liked them. A neighbor's girl was really into them, and then she liked to play them, and I liked to sit next to her when she played them. It was an innocent time. Yeah. Step 1, we can have lots of fun. Step 2, there's so much we can do. Step 3, it's just you and me.
Yeah, and
Back when
all I
music
got
was
was
great.
I got Hanson with Bop and rollerblading. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm proud of you, Baker.
I don't like Christine, and I don't like what's the other. They always have to do this instead of just singing the songs.
Yeah, no one likes it.
Adriana Grande. It's I don't like it. Do you know there's a Lego BTS set? Just saying.
I showed that to you. Yes.
To me?
No, to Jungmin. I think I put it on my Discord. I found it on Prime Day. I told Jungmin that it was her gift to herself.
Yeah, Bewitched, wasn't that? Sometimes I feel like my pa. I never understand the beginning of that song. You probably have to be
Oh,
European
interest.
to. I don't know. Bewitched. No, what's that? It was some Irish girls, and one of them started with. Sometimes I feel like my pa, or something like my pa, and that was really weird.
I have no idea. I did not know Bewitched.
Oh, I
And
remember.
and let's go. Yeah, Britney
Save
Spears
On.
is the perfect example of only D crazy, don't marry crazy.
Can we all agree though that Shakira is a really good singer?
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I
Good night,
didn't know what she
Dinosaur.
looked like.
Cease.
Oh, bye. I was gonna say I didn't know what she looked like, and then I saw her one time, and I saw her singing, and it was like I didn't think that voice came out of her. But yeah, I like Shakira. I just want to throw that out there.
She's
We're
single
talking
too.
about Britney and Christina, and they're past their prime. Shakira's doing good, and Madonna's way past her prime.
Did you see the halftime show with her and J Lo?
Yeah, they're there are
Allegedly, J Lo
some.
got really angry that she had to share the scene with Shakira.
Oh yeah, I heard
Are
about
we
I
that.
feel like
shocked?
J-Lo is pissed that she had to share anything with anyone ever.
Yeah,
Jordan Sparks. I don't know Jordan. I know the name.
I don't know Jordan Sparks.
I
Tell us
think
about
I've heard. I think I heard Fuzzy play that one. I think Chris Jericho. He's really hit and miss. Yeah, and she can really move those hips, and it's not just like the standard. We had the same dancing instructor for every video, so I can do the same, kind of like Britney Spears, do the same move 15 times. Well, that just make
no.
her fun sized.
Yes.
Midget.
She's just snack sized. It's not
Yeah.
a problem. Just,
She can sing.
She is so
yes.
too.
Yeah, but it's just not the typical teeny bopper voice. She it's more you can hear her Latin roots. Do you love Pink, David?
Pink is awesome. Pink's my bitch.
She's great.
I liked her when she was the bad bitch in the beginning. Now she's
She too poppy for you now.
no, it's just I, I I like the one where she well, I'm a rock star. I got my I can't remember the song. I like that one.
I think it's called Rockstar, isn't it? I don't know.
Jordan Sparks won American Idol.
Oh. Yeah, I stopped watching American Idol after Kelly Clarkson won.
Me too.
Yeah, well, after Kelly Clarkson won, then I would watch the first couple of weeks when it was all the bad singers that they made fun of, and as soon as it got to the real competition, I stopped watching. And now that they don't put up the bad singers anymore, I just don't watch it all.
I know.
Because everyone's got feelings. You can't make fun of anybody.
I always promised my kids I would never lie to them. So I'm like, look, if you suck at singing, I'm never going to let you be one of those people that go on American Idol. It's like, my mama says I'm a great singer. I'm like, no. My mama says get life.
Did your mama say
she bangs? She bangs. Oh, baby. I actually have his album. What's his name? I have his songs. Damn it. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, not Iglesias, the other one.
The one who did it much better.
Ricky Martin?
Ricky Martin,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know.
What?
No, hang on a second.
What what do I saw a BTS Lego set, and I know because I'm really listening when you're talking to me, Shelley.
William
I know
Hung.
William Hung.
I know you
William
love
Hung.
I know you love BTS, so I just
Oh.
wanted to let you know. Jessica Simpson, back in the day. Who?
William Hung. He auditioned for American Idol singing
Oh, no.
She Bangs, and it was the worst thing ever. And it was so bad, they gave him a record deal. And so he actually has a version of the song.
Well,
You
Oh,
can't hear
no.
anything. You have to
you
pull it up to your
realize
ear.
that they were making
Well,
fun of him. It's so sad.
no, but it's awesome.
I know.
So you guys got to check out William Hung, She Bangs. It's amazing.
Oh, well,
Rihanna was pretty good at. I think Umbrella was played too much. Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I hear Umbrella now, I just see that celebrity lip sync with Tom Holland doing the dance. So,
Oh yeah.
Well, Valhalla, I don't know if he's out petting his goats.
could be possible.
Yeah, or he's getting 5 cases of beer and making a charity really happy.
Probably.
Yeah, I got my rock. Boom. I like that song. And
I
I like.
sent you a link. I don't know if you can play it without getting heated or something, but it's not from American Idol. The stream.
Wait. William Hung is now an adult movie content creator?
Oh, why do you get?
Please
Is he
tell me.
really? Well,
Please tell me his video is also called She Bangs.
No,
For
no,
continuity's
because
sake.
if it's called She Bangs, there will be some shit business action going on with the 3 sets of DNA. Oh, this trial is turning into a much better show than I expected because there's no trial on them. We can just talk. Most of them do. If you,
It's true.
in 2011, he retired from music. You gotta. If he can play it without getting heated, you need to. It's amazing.
I'm pretty sure I can't play any of those because that's I don't know who made the show, but they will have all the copyrights on it.
I guess.
Well, are we sending Valhalla a link? Maybe. We're not watching any cards, so we can just get Valhalla drunk, and he can make some money on it.
That's right.
He can name a goat. Oh, and Nicholas has too much to do. Well, I hope you're listening, Nicholas. We'll miss you, and today you wouldn't have smelled toast because it's not that.
No.
Did you see his member video that he put up? He's got a real farm. I thought it was like, oh yeah, I have a farm, right? No, he's got like acres and acres of wheat. He just or hay he just baled and stuff.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah. It's Do you have any way to contact Valhalla?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not on Twitter, and I'm not on Discord.
No. Oh, God, you guys. You got to speak the same language somewhere, right?
Yeah, we speak the language of. We don't want all of those things to keep track of.
All right, I'll send him a link.
Nope, it wasn't because I didn't refresh the stream. It's just not going. Well, we don't know, Sal, because nothing is happening, and now we are apparently getting Valhalla drunk. But it's what time? It should be noon. I don't know if they come back and say that they're stopping. Yeah, I don't know if he's on Instagram. Pixie, we had a discussion about. First of all, we had some jurors or someone had reported that yesterday when the jury left the courthouse, someone yelled something like, "If you're a politician, you're gonna find him guilty," or something like that. So they are questioning the jury today. And then there was an argument about what the state wanted to bring in. First, they want to imply that the relationship between Mr. Mills and Mr. Randolph was a man-man love relationship, and then that he told his cousin that he was going to get into a lot of money and buy a jet ski, which the defense said, well, that implies that this was a conspiracy, and they have not charged him with a conspiracy, so they can't bring it in. And the state said, no, he just mentioned it. Just going to mention it. And the judge said, well, he can talk about it, but he can't talk about anything about planning or anything like that if he has no prior knowledge, because there's no charges of conspiracy. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, not this one. Watermelons is great. But it's water. No, we don't. Some of us do. But this is the worst thing about being on YouTube. If you want to talk to someone or maybe ask them on for something, you have to figure out how to contact them. Some people don't have Twitter. Some people don't use Discord. And I don't have any email contacts. Even though it's on my my contact page, I'm not going there too much. Well, I don't want to go on Discord. Yeah.
Get on Twitter, Valhalla.
Because every time I go on Discord, it's, ladies, you're really lovely and nice, and I enjoy you hanging out in my chat. But when it gets dark and you are alone on Discord, you're scary.
Yes.
We are awesome, and we let our freak flags fly. And it's 2023, and I have been told that is both brave and beautiful, and should be celebrated, and possibly sold at Target. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Hello, Angst Kitten, and welcome. I don't believe I've seen your name before. Yep. Then get on X. X marks the spot.
If I have to be on it, you have to be on it.
True. If I have to be on X and deal with that dumpster fire, you have to.
Oh, I know what I was doing. I was checking my emails.
Yeah, and Lefty, when I wake up in the morning and go on your stream, everyone go follow Lefty. He I don't know what he's. It's kind of a chat with some background clicking, because he's hammering into his keyboard all the time. But the ladies in there, they show us not very ladylike conduct, and I love to hang around there in the morning when I get my breakfast, because they tell some funny things. Oh, and when we're talking about some not so ladylike things, hey Farrell, welcome back.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Well, she doxed me the other day. Not doxed. She went to my Facebook. So now I'm scared, because even with a modicum of tech knowledge, you can find out exactly where I live. So.
No, I am keeping Farrell in my back pocket in case I ever die. Farrell is to wipe my entire search history.
If I ever die, Farrell did it. I'm
I
still
don't care if
sticking by
Farrell
that
did
one.
it or not. I just want my search history wiped. I mean, you guys can look at it because you'll find it hilarious, but my parents, like, just nothing but Bob Ross on there, girl. That's all I'm saying.
I'll do a little how-to Discord thing, but not on Baker's channel.
Well, we're not doing anything else.
I mean, click on the link on my membership page. It'll take you to the waiting room. We need to identify your YouTube name, because for some reason not everyone has the same name everywhere. So we'll need to identify your YouTube name so we can confirm you are a member. Jung has a spreadsheet going. And then we'll let you into the rest. And it works like an old-fashioned chat room where there's different channels and then there's sub-channels on different things. So you can go down to old cases and look at information. You can go to current cases we're covering and things like that. There's also the watch parties. And then all these degenerates right here, up above and below me, all have their own channels as well in there. So you can go in there and drop stuff. Although apparently Baker does not participate in his. So now that I know that, I'm just going to start throwing random shit.
Well, I go in there like once a week because then Shelley has been in my ex DMs and said, "You have to go to Discord," and then I go in there and it's ladies. You're all very lovely, but
yeah, there's certain channels I don't go to, and then every once in a while I pop into it, and it's like, what in the hell?
You just
Yeah, and then in order to get context, you have to scroll up like a week in advance to go figure out what in the hell they're talking about.
no, I
Yeah,
don't have a
Dave-
Discord.
Dave is great for like not scrolling up, even like 3 messages up, and then going, "What are you talking about?" And we're like, "Just scroll up 3 messages."
Yeah,
Dave."
but
I don't want to have to do all that reading. Just give me like the brief overview.
but again, when I get in there, there's 56 messages I should just check, and and then I'm looking
There's
at the number.
114 messages, and I'm like,
Well-
but I checked this yesterday. What
Yeah.
the hell happened from 9 o'clock?
Yeah,
It's
and then I
because
just look at it
everybody
and
is apparently a vampire except us. We go to bed at normal
Yeah,
hours.
I'll just pop in. Lefty's got it. I'll just pop in and I'll be like, so what's going on in here?
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to read the last, half a day's worth of messages.
but when I'm called into it, it's to find out why you are Mexican now and stuff like that.
Yeah, apparently I'm Mexican law show.
You know why?
Well,
It's in the Discord.
it's more than go into the Discord. It's also a lot of articles about cases and YouTube links. She think I could bring up on Statue Days, and the problem is Statue Days is kind of for bringing up stuff, but most of the time it's for having a bit of fun. And when I'm doing these streams, I really don't have to. So she sends me all the stuff, and it's real nice. But I should do some stream where I bring up all the stuff.
All the stuff that Shelly sends you, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, look who's here. No, there's no tit pics, but you can have a Valhalla pic. I'll just take this one off.
Yeah, anyway, there was a thing over my face. Oh, what's up, everybody? How we doing?
We're doing fine. We're
Very
doing
good.
fine.
Fancy seeing you here. Oh, look at that. Florida man's over your face again.
Yeah, on all the gin joints in the world, you stepped into this one.
I like it here, even if I don't always remember most of it.
Yeah, just don't bring Lefty on stream as well. We'll be okay.
If Valhalla and Lofty is on the stream, I can't remember the stream.
All right.
I know I had fun. I do know that. Oh God.
Valhalla, did you see?
Oh, you got it? Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I can.
It's very cool. And then I got another one with the helmet separate. So I'm going to play around with them a bit and see what kind of paint works and everything.
Very cool. Kaiser would be a good asset for that.
I asked him and he said, acrylic. And I was like, really? Okay, but I'll try it.
Fair.
And I think acrylic would work on this stuff, but we'll find out.
I don't know why it wouldn't. Acrylic's pretty.
Don't you have to?
I want it to be durable.
Generally, acrylic doesn't bond to plastic as well.
No,
No?
you have to scrub the
Little sandpaper action.
Sand it.
yeah.
I've got some modeling paint that I'm going to use for plastic car models.
Well, I don't talk about the pictures you sent me. That would be humiliating.
Dirty.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off. We'll move Val up. I'm going to jump off because I do have some work to do, and then I've got to get ready for my other stream.
You're
But,
bailing?
I'm bailing, man. I'm bailing. I'm leaving you guys to hang. Well, you only hear from me, Valhalla.
Yes.
No, mostly Brandon's checking account, but we'll adjust
Hey.
that in a second.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cash app for this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got my Cash App and Venmo ready.
All right.
Oh,
What were you saying, Mo?
I think she's
just-
yelling at the kids. What time is it in Nevada now? It's noon, right?
that sounds
Mhm.
about right.
Yeah, because if Sal is ready to jump on at 1 Nevada time, I'm going to kick you all over there so he can do the night show as we discussed. So, Sal, if you're home at 1, let me know so I can send everyone else over there because apparently there won't be any trial before lunch today. So let's have fun with Valhalla and Brandon instead.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna throw my Cash App and Venmo in chat if that's okay with you, Baker.
You do whatever you want.
Alexandra, I don't know if it's PLA. I know Chizzy told me at one point what it was, and I need to actually go ask him because I forget now what it is. All right, everyone go Cash App Valhalla so he can drink on Baker Stream because that's always entertaining.
And
Yeah.
With or without a trial.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
will
be
be
hungover.
jealous until Friday, and then I'm going to drink because Friday is a drinking day.
Every day's a
Oh,
drinking day.
no,
man.
all proper.
Is Nick doing a that was fast.
That was fast.
Yeah, Alexandra, I wasn't gonna bother with acrylic. I'm gonna get this modeling paint I have.
Dave's going to
Perfect.
use nail polish.
Not it.
Definitely. All right, you all have fun. I'll see you in the chat, and if I get a chance, I'll pop back on if you're still going. But it sounds like you're not going to be going much longer.
Oh, Sal, XDM me when you're ready to go, so I can send them over directly, so they don't have to wait.
I like that XTM. I'm using it from now on. Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Steal it. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, David.
All right, he wants to know your conditions.
As your third-party intervener, how do you plead?
How do you plead?
It sounds like we've got about an hour left, right?
Yeah.
Before Baker's dumping us all.
Yep.
I would say this, Brandon. I could probably get through. Let's just go 2 at a time.
Two at a time? Woo!
We'll see how far we get.
I have a question, but
What's your
it's
question?
going to come out very wrong.
Oh, please.
You pour them both in a glass, or are we double?
Well, I'm just going to drink them. Just going to open a
Okay.
can and drink it.
Sal took my question because we are in fact the Bobbsey twins, separated at birth. Because our nexus of odd, if we actually came together, it would create a nexus of awkward.
Well,
Break the
everybody else
internet.
said it too, so
Well, see.
so you're not alone.
Well, there you go.
Oh, goodness. What's the trial y'all are watching or we're watching?
Thomas Rand. Go ahead now.
Sorry.
Mo.
We're doing Thomas Randolph. He had 6 wives, and in the semi words of the immortal Meatloaf, 2 out of 6 ain't bad. 2 of them died, one of them of possible suicide. This one died allegedly of a robber, and then he shot the robber, but they are trying to say that he told the robber to shoot her, and then he shot the robber to tie up loose ends.
Did he
He's a
end the
fairly
robber?
shady. What?
Did he end the robber?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
And it happened to be his handyman, so that's why they're
Yeah.
tying it all together like that.
The handyman that wore a ski mask in the middle of Nevada.
But
Well, when your handyman requires stealth skills, then yeah, that makes sense.
And he
Well,
did
in the
have
walkthrough,
Korean stuff on him when he was found, so he was robbing the house. So, but he
So, I mean-
originally got the death penalty and but they overturned the conviction because they brought in a bunch of prior bad acts that
Yeah.
should have been brought in. So
For this particular wife.
for this, yeah, for this.
yeah. So thus far, it's been a lot of speculation from his late wife's friends who hated his ever living guts. You know, and his ex-wife who also hated his ever living guts. And, you know, it's not had much of any sort of, you know, here's the juicy small yay, you know, check with a memo pad, you know, like not for killing my wife, or, you know, big insurance payout, you know, here's a jet ski kind of, you know, this is how we can tell that it's a big conspiracy
Yeah.
kind of thing.
They haven't shown anything that shows that they were plotting this, and they have messages or anything that shows that these two were plotting this thing to, like, because she had life insurance on her. So,
Yeah. But he was in the middle of so through the entire marriage, he had a girlfriend. Now, you will see this man, how he managed to get 6 women plus 1 to marry him and or chase after him is a miracle and representation of a benevolent God in and of itself. But then he also has, you know, side pieces.
he does.
The man had a perm, okay? 2005, the man had a perm.
Outstanding. Hey, that was when that Justin Timberlake was all the rage. That makes perfect sense to me.
Firms, yeah. The curly firm.
One of my best friends in high school, he did that. He had a perm.
Yep.
And he bleached it.
Oh, jeez.
It was great.
They did
that's
go
awesome.
urn shopping. They had his and her urns.
We
And
have
he
to
kind of
pull up
looks
the
like
picture.
a lesbian.
He does. He does look like he has a Subaru Birkenstocks and an LL Bean flannel shirt somewhere.
He's got that fleece North Face for sure.
Hey, I like those things.
For some reason, I knew you would. I knew you would.
Hey.
Let's do this one. He's kind of a looker.
You know, he's very 2023. He's both brave and beautiful.
What the?
He could play female soccer.
He's going out for swimming for the female team for All American.
Yeah. Well, I'll kickstart a little something now.
Hell yeah.
It's going slow.
You all suck so much.
You know, if I was a betting man, I'd say the 4 people in this stream, me and Baker suck the least.
Hey.
Well, true.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been on any exercises with the military when it was real cold.
Exactly.
You do what you do when, to get the heat.
Oh.
There have been no rattlesnake bites detected here lately.
No, and no, it's not the wife. It's him. But he's
him.
He has had his hair cut, and we were all very disappointed because everyone was banking on the. Do you know Pippi Longstocking?
Yes.
Pippi, yes.
Pippi Longstocking with the braids.
Yeah,
Yes.
she had nice braids. Oh, there's movement in court. But to you, Brandon.
I'm still waiting.
He said check Val, check Discord.
I responded on Discord.
Okay.
Now I'm waiting for an email notification.
An email notification. Jeez, oh, Pete's.
Well, if it's cold enough and you're bored on an exercise, you'll have to share a sleeping bag sometimes.
So that's how euchre was invented. I always knew it had to be some sort of devil worship or something.
We had an exercise right after the incident with the low-flying planes in New York. And that winter, it snowed quite a bit in Denmark. And back then, I was a radio guy, radio operator. So we were riding around, and our drivers should be sleeping at all night so they could drive the next day. So me and a friend was sitting in my Jeep, and we might have been watching a bit of TV, and we made it cozy. And then one of the drivers the next morning, we couldn't find him. It had snowed a lot, and then we went into a bike shed, and there was this hump in the snow, and this guy was sleeping on the snow. So his sleeping bag worked. It kept the cold out, but he was totally covered in snow. It was just...
See, I was in Georgia and in Hawaii, so like we had hot weather stuff. I never had to deal with snow. It snowed a couple times in Iraq. I remember that. That was about the only time I had to deal with snow.
We had a guy in what we called the camp section. That's the plumbers and the ones who manage everything in camp and make it fix all the problems, all the handymen. And one of them, he was, when they told us the first time it's going to be snowing, he was sitting up all night because he was the one who was going in to drive the big tractor and remove all the snow. So he was up all night just so he can go out and ride the snow plow. I couldn't love my job so much.
Nah, especially not plowing snow.
No, but I have to show you this. Thank you, Mo. Everyone, if you haven't followed this trial, unfortunately, we didn't get the star witness in. This is the star witness in the end of the questioning of him. He used to be friends with this guy, and allegedly he asked him to unalive his first wife. But then he was asked this.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has. Everybody has.
The judge is like, the hell did you just...
He got it.
Oh, I love it.
Hell
I
yeah.
love...
No.
Well,
That guy, Glenn, is my boy.
Yeah, Glenn is my spirit animal. I think me and him, we could share a couple of these snaps.
you know, he would probably tell you things like just stories. I could hear him just talk and talk and talk.
He's one of those guys. If you buy him a beer, he'll be your friend forever.
Yeah.
What's the?
He'll even let you sleep with his mother-in-law.
I just love the judge so much. Just what'd you say? Everyone has. Oh, okay.
What's WLC? You must know that. You've been in the military.
Something leadership course.
Oh, so he's an officer?
Warrant leader. He's a warrant officer. Look at you. Those are like unicorns.
But officers. The enemy's most dangerous weapon is a second
Or
lieutenant.
warrior. It might be warrior leadership course. That might be.
Oh,
the
I was going to
NCO
say
school.
weather. So there you go. Better than me.
It's been a long time.
Oh, I said snaps.
Either way,
I only got his first name, and that's Glenn. And I think he's the guy he has only one name. Kind of like the expert. He's just
He's
the
like
expert.
Cher.
Warrior leadership course. I figured it out in the end. So that's the school you go to become a non-commissioned officer.
Oh, so okay, an NCO. That's not so bad.
I think they changed the name of that while I was in to Warrior Leadership Course. I think it was like NCO school or something before that. They called it. That's true. That's true. They're mostly like pilots.
I don't get what's the one with why do that's Casab is really going off.
My bad.
That's it.
Why,
All the
no,
booze
that's
on
fine.
Friday.
It's, I'm glad someone is enjoying our stream and want to enjoy it more. But what's the thing about the Navy SEALs eating crayons?
Marines eat crayons.
Sorry.
Well, they're kind of dumb. They eat crayons and rocks. That's what they do.
Okay.
Every Marine in the last 20 years has a favorite flavored crayon.
Have you ever heard Al Murray talk about why the Iraq War went to shits?
What?
Al Murray, he has this stand-up bit. He's named the pub landlord. He's a British guy, and he talks about why the Iraq War was a disaster, and he said because the English system is based on a name description system. So if you're going to fight in the desert, you send the desert rats because obviously they are trained to fight in the desert. But what do Americans do? They send in the Marines, water soldiers, to fight in the desert. So
well, the desert queens were busy.
There used to be an ocean there a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah, and
listen, we
but
were tired and bored, and this was after No Child Left Behind. We had to do something with our graduates.
Thanks for that. That makes me feel good.
What part of the military were you in?
I was in the infantry. I was in the army.
Oh,
Holly, you did better than I did. I was the only one in my family, like a family of special forces on one side, all military on the other one. Me, fat, chunky kid who failed basic. Okay.
Oh.
So, you know, as always, stellar achievements of Mo.
My family, I think they used to be dragoons, almost all of them. Then my father and my uncle, they both went to the Air Force.
For those that don't know, dragoons were mounted infantry. They weren't exactly cavalry. They would ride to the battle on horseback and then get off and fight with rifles.
It was the motorized infantry in the olden days.
Yeah, but they would ride on horseback between battles, so they didn't have to walk. They're smart. They're very smart people, the dragoons.
That's a smart. I would rather see. I could have won. I could have done that. Less running, more riding. Don't clip that.
So what did you do, Baker, in the military?
When I was enlisted, first I was drafted to do the, I can't say horsefuckers, the dragoons. But I had horse. But then I called because I was promised that I would join the Royal Navy band so I can get a cushy job. And then I was picked for submarine school. I'm a pretty big guy. I couldn't be in one of those steel tubes because we had the old diesel subs, so I couldn't do that. But luckily enough, my ears, because I had problems with my ears as a kid, I couldn't do the. You had to go to some diving things to equalize the pressure and show you can do that. I couldn't do that, so I spent 9 months playing music for the Queen. And then I got out, and my friend called me and said, "Oh, did you know we have an international brigade?" I said, "No." I said, "Yeah, you get like kind of like $100 a month to just be on the on the roster, so you can be called for international duty. But if you are a chef or a baker, you'll probably end up in the medics, the field hospital. And because it's so expensive to send out, because they have to buy out all the nurses and the doctors, will never get deployed. So I was there for a couple of years, and then my life kind of took a bad turn, and I wanted something new. So I signed up and was deployed for. First, I was in. I believe we had one batch that was the leader of it, but the first time it was the logistics, and next time it was the infantry. But I was just in the kitchen, so I didn't care. And then I went home and became a radio soldier. And then when I stopped there, I went back into being in the reserves for I think about 10 years. So I think I'm infantry, and I'm close defense, and I don't know. I had so many titles, all abbreviated to 3 letters. So
Cool.
I'm a driver. I'm a stuff. I'm a light machine gunner on the old good
Same.
old German saw.
A what?
Okay, but did you ever do the Jesse Ventura thing where you just hold it and you say, I don't have time to bleed, and then you just like with a cigar and a really bad tracksuit?
Yeah,
Just a
no.
question for
It doesn't. I don't think that actually happens
No,
anymore.
we had the
damn
we
it.
had the old MG42 in Denmark. We still have the old MG42. Now we try. We're getting the new crew weapon you have to the light machine guns.
The
It's-
new one or the old one?
I don't know, the one that looks kind of like an AR-15.
I think that's the new one.
Yeah.
So we had so the M4, right? The AR style gun. We had that for riflemen, and then we had a 249, the M249, which is a saw, and that's like the light machine gun. And I carried one of those for 4 years or something. I love that gun. And then the smallest crew served gun we have is the 240 Bravo, the M240 Bravo, and that just looks like a saw on steroids.
This was my friend for every time. No matter where I was, they said, "Oh, you're a big guy. You carry this one around."
Yeah, I got that too. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially when you have to go on night exercises. It
That's
rattles
cool.
like hell. But I got it in the. Let's just be honest. When we are in a marching band, we don't take the military part that serious. So we had to do 2 days of exercise for the 8 months I was in the band. But I have been loading up 2,000 rounds because we should be ready to defend ourselves. And I think we were attacked a couple of times. And we, just to preface it, we were supposed to eat field rations, but we didn't want to eat that shit. So we went down to the town and got some pizza because we were the Royal Navy band. So we didn't eat field rations.
Why not?
And I think I have maybe shot 50 shots all night. So when the guy went in and said, well, index, I just let it rip. So you could probably never use that gun again because I let everything go through it. I think that's the one. No, that's the old one you had.
Yeah, this is the yeah. This is the one that I used to carry. Short barrel, collapsible buttstock, the little 100-round ammo pouch on it.
And it's always jamming, and it was a nightmare.
This didn't jam too bad. Like some of them did. Some of them were horrible. But if you got good on the machine, good on the system, it was pretty smooth. I loved this gun. I absolutely loved it.
I hated the M4 when we got that because it didn't feel like shooting.
No, there's no recoil to them.
No,
it's just
we had
like shooting a BB gun.
We had the FAL, FAL before that, and it kicked like a mule, and it was the big 7.62, I believe it was. So going down.
Did you guys use NATO?
Yeah,
7.62 NATO.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But-
the real long, big ones.
Yeah, that was when I was enlisted. We had that rifle, and then when I got into the international brigade, we went to 5.56 because we adopted an M4 kind of rifle, and they were so bad to shoot. I could hit a lot with it, but it was just a bad. I didn't like it because
No.
if you loaded the magazine with all 30 rounds, it fell out. It was such a bad design. So you had to leave out some bullets, and then you have to find them when you're going home, and you can't really do that. And then there's a whole lot of kerfuffle because then they blame you for stealing ammo. Yeah.
Because I have no idea what gun, like I don't, having never rucked a giant,
Yeah.
predator style weapon. But having been as sweaty as Danny Glover at sometimes in Predator 2, this summer, I can say that I have been done with, you know what? Actually, I was about as done as Danny Glover was in Predator 2 with the trial yesterday with the tool mark guy. I was
Yeah.
about that level of Danny Glover done with this shit. On the Danny Glover done with this shit meter here.
Yeah.
Funny part, I went to, I don't know if you have something like that in the US, but in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, no, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, you go to try out a job. In the 8th grade, it's kind of a couple of days, and then it's a week, and then it's 2 weeks. And I went to the military for my 2 weeks in 10th grade, and the first one was in the Air Force, and the guy who showed us an F-16 and all the armaments on and stuff like that, and he said, "Oh, have anyone watched Predator?" Yeah, all of us. He said, "You know the minigun? Yeah. Did you see his little what would you call it? Little cart
Satchel?
to no, his cart to carry that he went along with." So, what? Yeah, that model needs a battery that weighs 50 kilos. That's 110 pounds. So he wouldn't be slogging that through a jungle.
That's not fair.
This is 3, Brandon.
Damn you, Hollywood,
Well,
for
is it
lying to us.
3? Well, I'm getting tipsy.
You somehow or another, Brandon made me drink one on MLS's stream before this too.
Yep, but
Damn you, Brandon.
I drank whiskey on MLSs, and now I'm drinking schnapps. So
I can't do schnapps.
This one is great because it's called beer schnapps, and it normally it tastes like cumin, but this one is it's kind of like a vodka. It just goes down.
Why would you want alcohol to taste like cumin?
Yeah, that
doesn't sound.
Have you met Nick and I?
A couple times, yeah.
We eat pickled herrings.
That's true.
That does, yeah.
That's
Explain that.
Well, it's great on rye bread. Nothing better.
You know, there's so much better. There's a lot of better things.
Have you tried a fluffernutter sandwich?
Have you ever tried
peanut
chocolate,
butter?
For example,
peanut butter with marshmallow fluff? I mean, have you tried it?
At
How
Easter,
about a
you get
hamburger?
together with the
right.
But at Easter, you get together with your family, and some old grandma has made a table with, on a bad day, 2 kinds of pickled herring, maybe 4 or 5, and then you take the normal pickled herring and put a little curry salad on top of it, some raw onions, and then you do this.
It sounds like a dare. Like who can end up with the worst smelling breath at the end of dinner?
Well,
so does the drinking help it taste better, or does like
no, because we're used to it. We eat that stuff. It for us, it's great. It's kind of like a drunken sobriety girl. sorority.
Sorority. Society girls are very different.
Psoriasis girls are also here in Indiana too.
Well, I'm on my fourth, so my English is getting
they
way
go
better from
hand
now
in
on.
hand, really.
Yeah, pickled herring. Look, she's Finnish. She knows it too.
That sounds so bad.
No, it's
It sounds so bad.
You know,
go to IKEA. They probably have some pickled herring.
I've
Don't
never
get
been
any
to
of
an
the
IKEA.
fancy.
Listen, Mr. Mo won't let me go to IKEA because I'll go there on a mission. I'll end up with 75 candles, 800 chocolate bars, like 19 of them cookies, and nothing that I went there to get. It's terrible.
See, what the funny part is when we watch. When I was younger and I watched American commercials, or when we watched the Super Bowl and we saw all your commercials, nothing.
Most people watch the shows in America. We don't. The commercials aren't usually the highlights.
No, but
the show.
Imagine being a young man. We had one television channel in Denmark. Yeah, I know you will have problem. Mo and Jamie knows all about it. And then you saw.
Okay, I'm imagining.
Yeah, and then you saw something like
spread a little bit.
And we were just, what, a Baconator? I had to try that, and it's one of the worst burgers I ever tried. I tried it for the first time when I was in the US in 18, I believe it was. You
How
don't
dare
you
you,
have,
sir?
You
How
have to
dare you.
watch
The Baconator.
fast
Do not come for our Baconator. That is
Listen.
an American heritage thing.
I still eat at least 3 Baconators a month, at least.
I love Baconators.
Woo! I know they're
I mean,
good.
I eat one like
So
once a
good.
quarter, and they kill me after. You run to Baconator. Actually, okay, it squats in your stomach for about a week and a half, and then you have to evict it later.
One of the
White
first MMA gyms that I went to after I got out of the Army, I showed up finishing a Baconator to practice, and then like went straight into like jujitsu and stuff.
Oh dear Lord!
I was called Baconator for a little while after that.
Oh.
That was my nickname
no.
there at that gym.
Is it Dairy Queen who has them? We don't have
Wendy's have
Wendy's.
it.
Oh yeah, you can't get. We only have Burger King and McDonald's, and Burger King is always struggling. It's in Denmark. I don't know if it's the same in the US. In Denmark, it's always the most nasty restaurants. They don't. McDonald's are usually pretty nicely kept, but all our Burger Kings are just. It looks like someone had a fight in them, and then we don't have. I don't know. If
They do have that in common.
Yeah,
but that's our White Castle and Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Our bid for cultural enrichment is our Waffle House at 3 a.m. videos. If you really want to have cultural enrichment,
roll mops. What is a roll mop? Was that a typo? I hope that was a typo.
I'm not the. Next time I have to apply for a visa to the US, I'm gonna get. Sorry, you can't come.
You'd be like made fun of Baconator.
I wonder if that's
You're
a
on the
valid
list.
reason to get a passport or a visa. I want a Baconator. That's all you need to.
No, but we have
Really
the,
want to eat one of these
we have the what's it called, ESGs. No, I can. We have to apply online, and then we can get in. So we don't even have to write what we're going to the US for anymore. We just have to apply for that stamp. I think it's kind of like for a year or something. And I heard someone on stream talking about, oh, it's so bad now. Americans have to have a visa to come to the EU. We have been told to have visas forever. My brother went to the US in 85 or 6, I believe, and.
How old are you?
My brother's 8 years older than me, so I'm
Baker is not that old. He acts like he is a geriatric.
I'm really old. I'm from the 70s. But back then, because he had been on a school trip to the old Eastern Bloc, I'm so old. Jamie, back then we didn't like each other in the East and the West. So down the middle of
use the board. You have to explain that Germany was two people.
Are we
or
getting the
two
lesson on the Berlin Wall? No.
No, but it's Jamie. She's too young to remember that. But because my brother had been to the East Germany,
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
But my dad had to be checked extra to see if he was a communist. Then my brother couldn't go to school in the U.S. if just because my brother had been to the East Germany. My dad, my forefathers were freedom fighters during the Second World War, but no, we're probably commies. Well, most of the freedom fighters in Denmark were commies, so. But still, back then it was really hard to get into the U.S. Yeah.
White Rabbit, stop it.
Say it again, not here.
Yeah. But can somebody please explain why you only have chain restaurants?
Because that's the way the economy has gone. It's a lot cheaper for a giant corporation to buy meat products for 75,000 restaurants across the country than any mom and pop store can do by themselves.
Well, and a lot of them are franchisees. So while you see a chain restaurant, they're owned individually by a franchise person.
Yeah, but you don't get any different food.
No,
Well,
it's not good
no.
food. It's
No,
it's
I
poor
mean-
quality food in most of these chains. It's not
Pretty
like you're not buying like the top cuts of chicken. I promise you that.
No, it's not
No,
like your nuggets are made,
Right.
from free range chickens.
Well, David, just to show you that we are not just getting Valhalla drunk. This is a trial. You are welcome to come back on and explain all the great things in the seal of the state of Nevada. I can see a house.
Actually, MLS Law Show, what is the significance of the gold fringe around the flag? This is clearly an admiralty court. Am I wrong?
Subject matter jurisdiction hasn't been approached even the slightest
At
in this case.
all. At all.
Or
You did hear me when I said they're at lunch.
Yeah.
At 4:30.
We when I was in the US, they wanted to treat us to something special, so they took us to an German style restaurant because we're Danish, so German food is Danish, and it was in this kind of warehouse thing, and then they had made the inside look like a castle. It was the most German thing that had never seen Germany. It was so absurd. It was like watching I don't know, Sound of Music or something like that. It was people who had read about Germany. They had never seen anything from Germany. It was such a crazy restaurant, but the schnitzel was really good.
Listen, National Lampoon's Vacation German Restaurant is a trademark here.
Hey, Tia Nina. Sorry, we are just filling time because the court has been on break all day.
is that a
there-
Lego Snow White?
Is it a Lego?
It
It's not a
looks
Lego
like.
because it's the face has features. Legos don't have chins.
Well, but Disney might have made him do it. I don't know. You're right, because the Star
Yeah.
Wars ones don't. Disregard.
I'm missing something.
All the important
yeah.
parts.
Yeah. Just like Ken.
Poor
3
Ken.
to go.
We do see it more and more. Yeah, but again, I've been in Copenhagen trying some of those fancy places, and some of them, it's kind of like the hottest women on earth. It's not all it's made up to be, because the ones who tell you this is a fancy restaurant is the same people who tell you that a supermodel should look like a 5-year-old boy. It's not right. I don't like it. I would rather go to some place where they have dirty tablecloths and you can see the man behind the counter likes to eat his own food. Never trust a skinny chef.
Mm-hmm.
So for those keeping score, Brandon has gotten 2 more after this one.
I should have.
You should have
my
got in
sna-
on this. Is what you should have done.
Yeah, but I don't have anything. I should have gotten something for Jamie's lashes. Jamie, how much is a last appointment?
Like $40.
Oh, so I should just have had him cash app you $40, and I could take a shot. Well,
It's not too late. It's not too late.
yeah. The problem is now I'm at the point where I like to keep drinking, but I shouldn't. So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Isn't
don't.
it like 9:45 by you?
Yeah,
Yeah, 9:45, yeah.
don't have us convince you not to drink because you know we won't. We'll be like, come on, Baker.
Yeah, but
You can
and
do
again,
it.
it's going down easy. Yeah, Værtshus, that's a different thing in Denmark. That's the place you go and drink. So we don't call them Værtshus in Denmark. We call them restaurants. But everything is so expensive in Norway. Well, C-Swept, then you have to pitch into Jamie's Lash App fund. Well, we could do it because, and then Jamie goes away. We could do it because court isn't
barking like crazy.
court isn't doing anything. So let's talk about where to eat if you go somewhere. Where should we eat in Iraq?
So I had this interpreter who used to cook for us, and he always said that he was going to start a restaurant called Kirkuk Donald's. So if you happen to be in the Kirkuk area and there's a restaurant called Kirkuk Donald's, eat there. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Oh my gosh, like Coming to America.
I hope he's still alive.
McDowell's.
Yeah, they have the arches. We have the.
Yeah. Dude, this guy, he would go home on his days off, right? And he would like make potato chips from scratch. So he'd buy the potatoes,
Lord.
slice them, and he would come in with these giant trash bags full of potato chips and sell them for like $5.
Wow.
He was awesome.
We had all the old ladies in the kitchen to help us with cleaning and stuff like that, and they used to bake, and half of them were Muslim, so it was a lot of like Turkish cakes with a lot of honey and stuff like that. Oh my God, it was great. And
I love honey stuff.
yeah, the baklava just drizzled in honey. That was great. And when I went home, because one of them we called her Papa, that's grandma. She would like a blonde son-in-law, so she would try to make a deal with my dad. So she gave me a 2-liter bottle of what's known as Slivovitz. That's their moonshine. Gave me a 2-liter bottle of that. How strong it was, no one knows, but I should give it to my dad. That shit could clean an engine.
Does it start on fire?
It could do anything.
We don't know, but the DeLorean got Back to the Future.
Based off of that.
My dad had one sip and he said, well, I know you're out partying with your friends. Yeah, you can have it. It was so nasty. It was just like drinking petroleum.
Ugh.
Roll mops, herring, and raw onions. Yeah.
What is a roll mop?
I don't know. I'm not British.
That is not a real thing.
Someone tell us what a roll mop is. Or is it a roll up? Is it just something?
I know what a fruit roll up is, but I don't know what that is. I am highly versed in American snack foods, but I am not. Oh, it's rolled herring.
Oh.
Rolled in what?
I guess themselves. I guess they're just rolled up in like little fruit roll-up style. I don't know.
That's
supposed to know.
Well,
that's not
some do that to make
mouth.
fancy smørrebrød, but
oh,
I like them flat and then with curry salad on top of it. That's the best way, and raw onions. So what I don't understand is eels in not jello but
gelatin.
Yeah,
Jelly.
gelatin. That I don't understand. That's weird.
I don't get oysters, but that's just
Oysters are good. Oysters are good.
You know,
Yeah,
never
if I
eaten
wanted to have
that makes me
something
question something
slimy and
about you.
gross, I'd
Hey,
have some of the floor nuggets my kids leave on the floor, you know?
Oh.
It's
raw oysters, smoked oysters, they're all good.
it's something you put on top of. I don't
A
make it. I
cracker.
buy it. My
You put it on a
ex-wife was
cracker,
a chef.
good to go.
No, you put it on fish to balance it out.
Well, now
That's
you're
a
getting gross,
double.
Baker.
That's like people who eat a chicken omelet. That's a double chicken genocide. Why are you doing that? That's horrible.
A chicken omelet.
Chicken omelet? I've never heard of a chicken omelet ever.
If you don't hang out with people that are lifting heavy weights because they have to eat a bunch of
No, that
protein,
makes sense.
like that's a chicken genocide right there. What the hell?
I will
Like,
contribute my
silence of
fair
the
share
chickens.
in the genocide of chickens.
I do like chicken.
They're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nuggets are awesome, but
What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it a little bit, y'all.
Uh-oh.
just a scotch.
So tell us
Shoulda
about
ate.
your farm. I wanna hear
Yeah.
My
about-
farm?
Yeah.
So it's primarily a goat farm, obviously. We have Nubian goats.
Ooh.
What the hell?
No,
That's not in English. I can't read that.
No,
It's a
and I don't want that
pizza?
on move. This is the best thing you can ever eat. Rye bread with pickled herring and curry salad. And what's in curry salad? Sorry, that's I don't know. I just eat it. You put apple, onions, boiled eggs, cornichons. I don't know what you call those small things. Caper, a bit of skyr, and some curry, and salt and pepper. And then you put it on your fish. Then it's yum yum.
Do you know
Why
what
are all-
Epitac syrup is?
It's so great. It's again, it's better than a baconator.
No, stop it. Stop
Hey,
it right now.
Stop it.
Shame on
Baconators are
you, sir.
awesome.
Shame on
Sh-
you.
Look, when I'm having a big old, cheat day, the Baconator is my thing. Now, I hate Wendy's French fries because they can't
Cheat
make
day.
them right, but I will.
I love their French fries.
They're great if they're hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
no,
If they
Yeah,
cool
but-
off a little bit, they're garbage.
Very true.
yeah,
Yeah, you always fast food fries you have to eat instantly, or they just get soggy.
Yeah. And
Hot mesh
McDonald's are
French fries.
usually garbage anyway. They're like 50-50 whether they're going to be garbage or decent when they're hot.
Oh, I don't like coleslaw.
I got two more, buddy. Brandon, I'm not hitting no wall. Calm down. I'm a God blessing, trying not to go crazy, a professional.
Do you have yoga with goats?
So look, that's been a topic of conversation amongst chat for a long time. My goats are not small goats. They are all huge. My buck weighs probably 230 pounds. He's not jumping anywhere on anybody without medical emergencies happening.
I was about to say, would you like to borrow Thor? Thor could do yoga with people. He's unconsensual, cuddly.
Is that the cat?
Yeah, the one that likes to climb my head and Joe Biden smell my hair. Just saying.
Can anyone tell Rabbit what a baconator is?
A baconator is a Wendy's burger, 2 square patties, 2 slices of cheese, 6 slices of bacon, ketchup, mayo on a bun. It's fire. It's so good. They also have a son of baconator, which is a little bit less to eat.
You
Why
feel
would
a little
have
bit
Baconator?
less like a giant
Exactly.
fat butt if you eat the son of the Baconator.
What's a tube steak?
What is a tube steak? I don't know.
Oh,
Oh.
It's
It's
our
a-
chat. What do you think a tube steak is?
It's another name for,
A peen.
the penis museum in Norway. I hear is fun.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Could you imagine taking our chat on that?
Fedorowski has to go and do a live stream from.
Oh my God! Please, Fed, please, would you do it for the
All right,
love
that's
of all
4.
that
I owe
is
you 2. I'll be
Cheetos
right back.
and Snapple? Would you please take us to the Bean Museum? I need this in my life. No idea.
Kapsalon. I had a smaller Baconator. I tried the Baconator. I even took a picture of just to show Son I had a Baconator because we have seen it on TV and it wasn't
Maybe
as
you
great
guys
as.
just don't make it right over
No, but
there.
because I bought
will
it.
say sometimes when you go to a certain one, they might not make it the best.
I bought this in the Rehoboth Beach
5.
in Delaware. So
Oh,
it
well,
was.
Delaware is tainted. Don't go to Delaware. Never go to Delaware.
I've actually vacationed in Delaware once.
Did you see our resident in chief? He's on the
No.
beach most days.
My friend who she's a police officer in Delaware. She met him once when he visited the police station. Her son was very proud of that. So that's something that was back when he was VP. I like curly fries.
Arby's
Curly are good. Crinkle are good.
Arby's
Arby's
fire.
curly fries are fire.
Yeah.
What is it? Rallies
yeah.
French fries.
We
When
don't
you
have
are
Rallies.
Rallies or Checkers is what you guys want.
Checkers.
Same.
When you are
I'm from up north, so I know most of the things you're talking about.
Yeah.
welcome
So
to
far,
Fat Stream.
Yeah. So far, I've been growing my herd. So I only started with like 4 or 5 goats. And at the
let's
moment,
continue.
I'm at 23.
So do you breed them?
Yes.
You breed them?
I breed them. And thus far, I've sold all of my boys and kept all my girls. Because that's how you grow a goat herd.
Oh, so don't you need to buy a new boy though?
I have 1 boy.
Well, but he can't.
So there's 2 different
marry
theories.
his daughters.
Oh, he does. There's 2 different theories when it comes to goat breeding. You either the form of breeding that I do is called line breeding. So I buy the best buck I can find, and then I breed everybody back to that buck, and then I adjust as things come up, right? So if there's a problem with like so Nubians are the ones with the big like noses, big round noses. So if like their nose starts to get flat, I introduce a new buck with a really prominent nose, and it kind of correct over time.
Well, if I can stay free in Delaware, I think it's a great place, and it kind of reminds me of Denmark. It's flat. We Danes like flat things. It's that when you were in some mall thingy. There was a big road, and it was on the right side.
That's most Wendy's, I think.
Yeah.
On the right side.
No, some Wendy's are right in the middle of a street. They're just, right there.
And
no
excited,
median, just the Wendy's.
I told Sal to message me as soon as he gets on, so he can I can ship everyone over there.
Well, I told him the jury is not supposed to come back till 4:30.
Yeah, I can see people walking around in court, but that's in half an hour. So
because that's what they posted in the law and crime, was that she sent them to lunch till 4:30, and they're still arguing about the testimony from Billy Miller, and the judge ordered no broadcasting of arguments outside of the jury. So
listen, Brandon, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to all of those before another half hour goes by, but we will do our best.
It's in a half an hour. Excited. It's just a half an hour away.
Chips, proper chips, not crisp from a chip shop. Fries are gay. I went to London and I got something, but it was after we had watched some football and been to the supporters bar for the foot. I'm not really sure what I ate. It was probably great, but I rode around in the subway. I don't know how long, just to find out. When I went back to the station, I stood on to try and figure out where the hell I was going, that I should just have walked straight out of that station. I shouldn't have jumped on the train. And the hostel we were staying in was just down the road. So that was a great experience. Don't drink if you don't know London.
They also say
It's in
not to
half an
drink
hour.
on the internet.
Yep, but here
they don't know what they're talking about.
when I fall
Those
asleep,
ass.
I can just like Nicholas sit here and you can talk, and at some point I can wake up and look and just turn the stream off.
In the words of Bender, those jerks. I hate those guys.
Can we talk about how underrated that show is?
I love it. I'm going to be doing reviews of the new ones coming out because I am a longtime fan, and
There's new ones coming out?
Yeah, Hulu rebooted it, so they've got 4 new episodes. I think the first couple ones are pretty good, so I'm going to be reviewing those. I also have a tribute to Johnny Hardwick coming out, I think at 5 tonight. He was the voice actor for Dale Gribble. Hulu is also rebooting King of the Hill, though they should cancel it because Dale Gribble is not going to be Dale Gribble anymore. But
why isn't he going to be Dale Gribble anymore?
because he died.
He passed away.
The voice actor that was Dale Gribble died.
Oh, I missed that part. You said that clearly, but I missed that. My bad.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Well, if you just pay them up front, Clifty, you can ask them what to do. Tell them what to do.
Thank you,
Yeah.
EU. My hair is doing whatever my hair wants to do today.
You're doing the Clark Kent today.
It's trying this curly girl method. I don't know where.
You know what? I'm not mad about it.
No, it's okay.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I know. I missed the appointment. Thank you. Out.
You got like the Lucille Ball thing going on. I can get behind it.
Yeah. It's hair. It is what it is.
Lefty, maybe check with your wife before you out her in chat like that.
F you, pay me. That's funny.
I'll bet a beer that if Lefty ever met Farrell, he was be hiding in the cover and no, I didn't mean it.
Guarantee.
guy
I
on the
would be
internet.
hiding in the corner from Farrell. That girl is scary.
My friend wrote my last name. Within 5 minutes, I had a message under one of my photos on Facebook. She found me.
Of course she
Did
did.
find you.
Of course she did.
Well, I didn't know what your first name was. You had said your last name, but I didn't.
No, I never said my last name. I said my first name.
Well, to
because-
me, you said it
Yeah.
to me. I didn't even put in any effort to look for you.
No, you couldn't spell that if I gave you
I
100
would
tries.
have tried. You tried
But,
to. I was like, what is
yeah.
that? I don't know. Okay.
I should have made a deal with Brandon too.
Apparently, mountain fox is spelled. What was it? Desert raven
Field
or
raven.
something? Field
Field-
raven. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. God bless it. No, that has not been paid for. Has it? I hope it hasn't.
Oh, at least your charity is gonna have a good day.
Listen, y'all, for the record, my charity is myself. I'm okay with that. And
Hey, I
You're
have a
farm.
for-profit charity. It's called Mo's House. All
Exactly.
the profits go to Mo's House.
For those that don't know, I'm generating money so that I can put a perimeter fence around my property, so then my goats can just be loose and I don't have to walk them every day. That's what I'm going
You
for.
walk them?
Every day.
Oh my
Aw,
god.
do you have a
Every
little
day.
My
shepherd's
heart
hook?
is gonna explode.
No, I need one though.
That's so cute.
Oh my god. Can we make you one, but only in the style of like giant swords?
I guess I
That
don't
would be
really need
awesome.
one, but it would come in handy on occasion.
Oh my god, yes we do. We need a battle Valhalla giant shepherd's hook. Internet, you have your mission.
It has to have runes
Paper
on
mache.
it.
Explain
Paper
to me
mache
how to walk them.
and
How
all
I
the
walk
things
them?
go.
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like when you say I walk my goats, the first thing that comes to
It's
my
not
mind
like
is
on
a
a
dog.
collar and leash. Like
That's what
Yeah.
I pictured.
no.
All I see is a bunch of goats on like a
Yeah, like he's
multi-lead.
got like a dog walker, like a
No. Okay. So I have like 11 and a half acres, something like that. But my perimeter fence is like a 5-strand barbed wire fence that's for like cows.
How much is
and
that in real
horses.
numbers?
I don't even know what you guys measure your land in. I don't even know how to convert it.
Don't you guys use hectares?
We
Double.
Jeepers, now was that 5 or 6? It's creeping up on me now. Up. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't what?
So walking. So
Yeah,
what do you walk?
walk the goats and
Walk the goats. Tell me about this.
So that's an easy. Somebody Google. Somebody figure out how many square meters are in an acre, please. So I walk the goats. They're kept in a fairly small pen for the amount of goats I have. It's fairly small. And then every day I just let them out and I walk them around and make sure they don't go into my neighbor's yards, which they do often.
Oh, okay.
And I have to go squirt them with the squirt bottle until they
You
get back
go
in the
squirt
yard.
them with it.
Goats
Just get
hate
a
water.
super soaker.
That would be way easier.
Get a
I've
super
realized this
soaker.
A
recently.
super soaker, guys.
Oh my god. Or one of those things that they use to spray weeds with, and you have the backpack and you just go shh.
No, they don't like
the
the mist isn't as effective as the stream.
Oh.
They're like okay. My neighbor used to have goats and they used to end up in our porch all the time. So it scared the piss out of me.
See, I don't like that. I don't want my neighbors to have to deal with my goats. That's not fun for them. It's not fair for them. They need to stay in my property. And until I
loved it. I was like, oh,
sure. But your grandma that just had her entire rose bush eaten over the course of 2 hours is less happy about it.
Yeah, they're kind of destructive sometimes.
Damn you, Brandon. Did you really?
And Lefty, I don't need to Google because I know I have a guy who's really good at all the numbers because you Americans don't use real numbers.
We don't. We pretend.
But
listen, we told
that's
we
small.
told Europe to skit one year and just made our own stuff up because we don't care and we can't math. We couldn't.
That's exactly why we did it.
Yeah,
because F you England. That's why 1776 for the win.
We were like 3%. We can't. We were like 3%. You couldn't do 5 or 10. We can't count 3%. F you. And then we were all angry and mad and couldn't math. Well,
and then someone came along and said, "Well, just to fight this war, gonna have an income tax."
Well, well, look, I'm not on the side of Lincoln, so I can't tell you. But I mean, we didn't end up with Castro's son, so I mean, not Castro's son.
No, of course not. Oh, he got divorced.
I know. I feel he should go to his father's land to get support.
Maybe find a new one. They could use a little salsa in the step up there.
Yeah. Although make sure he's not related to anyone.
It's yeah. It was that's how
did you do
people
it?
like that.
I pissed. I didn't do it.
I'm so proud of you, Valhalla. We've been working on this. This is great.
Yeah.
Now, did you flush and wash your hands?
I love that for you.
I did at least one of those two things. At least one of them.
Wonderful. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, you can go and help some of the ladies make the sourdough.
God dang it.
Stop it.
I don't think
Well, you need
my help
criteria to have a healthy sourdough. That's why you put in
that's like the ladies that use their own biome to make the sourdough. I don't want to know that.
Someday when I get my
bad.
Yeah, when I get my
Baker started it. Baker started it. He started
Baker
talking about
sharded.
touching all the things and
Yeah,
putting
Baker
it in the
sharded.
dough.
All right, I need a second.
Okay.
Brandon has now officially paid for 3 more beers and a shotgun beer.
That's what I thought you did. That's why I said that. Did you do it
Okay.
already? Shotgun beer?
No, I wouldn't do that off
Whoops.
camera. That's not fair. That would be
Come
a breach
on.
of contract, I feel.
All right.
So the question now is, Brandon, do I have to like traditional shotgun? Because I don't really want to make a mess. Can I just chug it? Your call. I don't want to stab the can, and I'm not 20 anymore. I don't want to clean that shit up.
When you were 20, you were sleeping in it afterwards. You didn't clean anything up. It
Facts.
evaporates.
At 20, I'd be lucky if that was the best thing that I was sleeping in.
Yeah. Oh. How big is a case of beer in the US?
24 12-ounce cans.
Oh. Yeah, that's because Fedorowski talked about it in Norway. It's 24 too, but we have 30 in a case.
You can get a dirty 30 of like some crap beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
What about Natty
get those.
Ice? Haven't you had those in a while?
Oh, stop it.
we don't
Remember
have
when
any.
when you almost died? Remember that?
So here's the oh shit. I looked up the wrong time.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna give this one a minute to settle. I still owe you 3. I'm gonna go get those out of the fridge. Be right back.
Yeah, but maybe he keeps the goat outside. Bush
He has
light.
an emotional support goat inside, just off camera.
We don't really do any of the light beer here. Well, if you're an alcoholic, you can buy non-alcoholic beers, but normally we put more alcohol in our beers. That's I don't know why.
Well, if you're going to drink, have more alcohol in there. I feel like.
When you buy them in Germany, you get 24. I never buy canned beers. It's not right. You have to drink it out of the bottle. But you could probably buy my house for what you pay for a case of beer.
Let's hope not.
Well, have you ever been to Norway?
No.
It's crazy expensive. Yeah, well, I can't be in a tank top if Valhalla isn't in a tank top. That's internet rules.
Listen, they made me find a shirt and get on stream earlier. I did not get to find one without sleeves.
But that's the shirt he found. He didn't find
This is
it.
Brandon's fault.
You could have ripped the sleeves off.
Yeah, I mean, where is your dedication? I mean,
and you've just been to the toilet.
Too true.
He doesn't.
I have to. Can someone clip that so I can have that like my Glenn friend?
I was about to say that the only time I've ever cut my sleeves off ever was when we ran out of toilet paper.
Of course you did. Oh my God, no.
That was a military thing. That was an army thing. Dudes would come out of the field with one sleeve t-shirts, missing socks. It was a thing.
I mean,
yeah, that's the part I don't miss about being deployed is sitting next to another guy in those small rooms, and you could hear what he had to eat the last 3 days. Oh.
In Iraq, the like when you were on what we called a FOB, a forward operating base, right? So you're kind of on this little square of land in the middle of the desert. The engineers would come out and they'd build, latrines for you, and they'd use 55-gallon drums to collect all the waste product that you'd have to burn with jet fuel or diesel fuel. But they usually didn't have walls or doors in those things. It was usually 3 little holes cut in one bench, if you know what I'm saying.
Very Roman.
Very Roman. Very Roman. That's funny. Brandon, you're going to get me in so much trouble.
Yeah, well, Brandon, don't go get everybody because I'm going off in 15 minutes. Getting on. Nope, I've been drunk. I shouldn't be saying stuff. This is too much.
Shelly keeps trying to pick a fight with me. She's been trying to pick a fight with me for like a week and a half.
Al, you picked a fight
Have you
with
told
her.
her where the power is?
I did?
Yeah, that was part of Stabber Day also.
Uh-oh.
You called her out on stream.
For what?
Oh no.
It's clipped too. I think
Oh no.
it was a clip too.
You couldn't have been drunk on Stabber Day. That was like
Shelly, we just found out he doesn't remember a lot of what happened on Stabber Day, so
Wait a minute, Baker. We were talking before the Stabber Day stream.
nope.
no.
Did I have you on Saturday?
Yeah.
I was not there on
wasn't there.
Stabby Day, so
I had
there.
Mo, I had
No.
Sal,
It
and
was me and Sal, and
Yeah.
then Val said, "Give me a link," and we let him on,
yeah, and Lefty.
and then
Was
Lefty
on
came.
too.
You have a Discord, sir.
Who?
You.
Yeah, I know, but I don't go there.
Everybody knows. Oh my god, I love it, Val. Ah.
Am I saying things I'm not supposed to?
Oh, you like got all like he had a whole wrestling montage.
Oh yeah. I've been
That's-
planning this out forever. This whole pay-per-view wrestling thing.
Yeah, and you
Oh.
told her
Between me and
going
I'm
down.
telling you, I could take a chair shot. I could absolutely take a chair shot, bro.
Well, you called her
Didn't
out.
you
and
see-
called her-
Tess just came out and said, "No more chairs forever. You shouldn't do it."
Well, that's dumb.
So
how are they going to make money? I mean,
well,
what are you
they're
going
just
to
gonna
use?
play
Like
it the good old way. So that's
clipboards?
nope. They get a blade from the ref, but they can't bleed on TV too much anymore because it's PG. But
MG law.
yeah, I remember, was it Austin and Brett where Austin is just covered in blood in the submission hold, the I Quit match.
I think the real bad one was The Rock and Mankind.
Yeah, that was the chair shot, but the bleeding, because it wasn't sanctioned bleeding. Vince hadn't agreed they could get color, so and you have this iconic photo where Austin is just covered in blood. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I do remember
Well,
that.
it was but that was a fantastic rant you did to Shelly. I can't believe you don't remember that. It was so good and unexpected.
shit.
We were all like,
I really need to go back and watch that stream.
You do the last like 30 minutes.
I woke up the next day
Oh.
so terrified.
oh yeah, that's right. You were so drunk when you came
I
on.
was
You had
so
been
drunk.
drinking all night. You've been on with the expert, and then you had been on
not
with
the ex. Yeah,
yeah, you were on
yeah,
with
yeah.
the expert Friday morning because you
Friday.
came on as I went back to bed, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, I was streaming the whole time you were sleeping.
it's right. You have been on
With
defending
Will with Cellulite Podcast.
Yeah.
My boy Will. And I was trying to fix race relations in one stream with a bunch of random strangers. And I was so nervous when I woke up about that stream. I didn't really pay much attention to what I did on this stream.
That's right. Yeah, because I didn't have you on from the beginning. Who was the third angel? Was it Lefty I had on from the beginning?
No.
Couldn't tell you.
It was just me and Sal.
Yeah, excited to it.
And
was
then
last
Gabe
week.
came on for a little bit, and then Val, and then Lefty.
Greedy bloke, by the way. Mrs. Valhalla has the same email notifications that I do, so she's probably pretty aware what's going on at this point.
Yeah, she's in IKEA and spending the money.
Stop getting on everything. Would you stop?
I definitely do. Oh, I like that profile picture of you. That's a good picture of you. I like that. Get it, girl.
With chat on,
Oh
yeah.
boy,
everybody
corn cob's
knows.
going to milk you. Goodness.
He's acting
Sounds
all
more
weird.
only
Like, why
the
is
pay
Shelly
per view,
coming
but
at
all
me?
right.
Yeah, corn cob gonna milk you sounds more like a hub thing than I mean sounds like something that, starts on a Dear Playboy.
So much tea. Oh shit.
I know.
Well, I don't. No, Ricada was. That was later. That was Monday. There was some tea on that too. Well, I shouldn't be talking about that one. Come on, Sal. Turn on. I'm going to say something stupid.
I think I know what you're. Never mind. Disregard.
Well, that's a solution to the snaps problem.
There you go.
Good Lord. Okay. The head's down on the beer, the shotgun and beer. I'm about done with this one. We'll do the shotgun one next. I still got 2 more. Oh my God.
Just like do it all at once. Just get it out of the way. Come on.
It's 3.5 beers. What do you mean do it all at once?
Come on. I mean, come on.
Also,
No,
I'm trying to go to Nashville next month.
I mean,
Well, you're not getting that drunk. You can't go next month.
Need funds for it. This is
Oh.
good timing.
with the money.
Sal,
Yes.
whenever you're ready, just shoot me because this wasn't supposed to. I should have made a deal to fix Jamie's lashes
Why
before
don't
I
we
started
just send
drinking.
Sal an invite? Why don't we just do that?
Because Sal is going live.
No. No
Yeah,
reason.
because we're
No
covering
reason
a
for
case,
that. No reason for that.
and I'm going to bed. There has been absolutely nothing in this. Yeah, there were about 45 minutes of argument, and then they turned off the sound because, as they found out, they broadcasted the argument to the world. So there's nothing, but they are supposed to be live in 8 minutes. So I hope Sal is ready there, and then he can shoot No, not MLS is not here, so we can't shoot a link to Valhalla so he can finish his deal with Brandon. But yeah, I don't know how to go into Discord. Valhalla has a link there.
For what?
So you can finish your drink on Sal's stream.
Ta-da!
He's gonna finish it here. That is what he's gonna do.
I don't. How much time we got left? Like 7 minutes?
Yeah, let's get it.
There's no way. There's no
I was
way.
about to say,
How bad do you
I'm
want
out of
that trip
snaps.
to
I can't
Nashville?
stay.
I was about to say, if it was tomorrow, I would make it so that I could drink for you. But since I have to pick up people, I cannot drink today. I can drink tomorrow.
That's my excuse also.
I'd pass it up.
I'm going driving.
Here's the chug.
Okay.
And just so we're honest, that's 1 beer's worth of beer. This thing holds
Awesome.
like 1 3/4. That's a beer in there. It's a whole beer. I wouldn't cheat y'all.
Sir, did you get high? Thor, what have we've talked about catnip. You cannot have it. You get too high. If I have to talk you down tonight, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Who are you talking to?
Or cat.
Thor, he gets too. So
Believe
Thor
it or not, catnip has very little effect on me.
Well, you don't break open bean bags and roll in them crying, so no.
He
I would
may.
hope not.
He might.
But
Bottoms up,
Thor,
That's a good boy.
Sal,
else you got?
probably I might come on later, but I have to go pick up kids from cross country and work. So
I ran cross country.
I have a weird child that likes to run for no reason.
I ran cross country.
Awesome. I don't know
It was a
why
lot of
you would
fun.
do that.
Did you love it?
I did. I ran all 4 years of high school, actually.
Did you do like track and field too?
I ran track and field 2 years. Why am I still big on the screen?
Because
ran
you're
track and field,
such a beautiful man.
Baker likes to
Yeah.
give you a big face when you least expect it.
I ran track and field for 2 years, but running in a circle sucked. So my senior year, I was the girls' track manager instead, and that was way better.
I would see you as like shot put and stuff like that. You never did anything like that?
No. I ran cross country for 4 years. I swam for 2 years. I wrestled for a year. I ran track for 2 years. I was the girls' track manager for a year.
I bet you were.
I tried out for cheerleading my senior year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Aggressive. Be aggressive. Valhalla
Listen.
with the pom poms.
No,
I
I
can
just
see
The
it.
second I learned that for the chair sit, she was sitting on my hand, I was all for it.
Oh, I was
all
gonna
for
say,
it.
like he gets to throw some ladies around and hold their little booties. I mean, come on.
Senior year was so much fun, y'all. So much fun.
Oh,
shit.
I hate Rumble.
Do you like baseball or anything? I feel
Well,
like
I got a message on Rumble, and I can't. Someone.
There's a.
I don't know. Someone
There's
sent me something.
Oh, every time.
Sorry.
Go ahead, bro.
That's just someone. Someone sent me a message. See someone. I don't know what it is because I'm not pressing any links for people I don't know.
So I got a thing on Discord today. Some Nitro thing saying that I want a free gift. Some scam, right? Like click here to accept this free Nitro subscription, blah, blah, blah. And then I've seen in a couple Discords that there's this scam going around. So be vigilant, y'all. Shortly after that, I got a text message to my phone talking about something weird and some free offer and blah, blah, blah. So there's something happening. There's some scam going around.
Oh, here we are. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Come on.
That's a great pause face. No sound.
Oh, yeah. No sound.
No,
Oh,
you
I'm so
sound like
mad.
you look like you're being very, very gentle and you're having a nice conversation. Not at all like you're having the hankety clankety talk from the end of
Like,
WW2.
it didn't have any sound.
I wish I could hear what was happening in that clip.
Baker,
What?
there was no
Yeah, it's-
sound.
No. What?
I told you that immediately.
Why don't you say that?
We
I was-
were. You weren't listening to
Oh,
us.
I have to press the share audio probably. Can I find it again?
It's a good rant. See how intense you looked? With the finger out and everything.
Now I do this and share system audio.
Thank you.
We'll try it again.
Step in the squared circle with young man. If you want to step in the squared circle with Valhalla awaits, you better bring everything you got, woman. I swear on everything, there will be no mercy. I will punish thee.
There you go.
That's going on my
And
soundboard
then
as
we
your
go to
intro.
this face. Then we go to Grandma
So
Jemima.
Okay, aside from the goatee, that is a woman, right?
man.
That's a
It's
man. Yeah.
ma'am.
This is the suspect.
I know. I saw the picture earlier.
So,
I'm
but
not happy about it.
one of my mods, can you share the link to Sal's channel because another out. Can one of you share the link to?
Why
Sal's
is that
channel?
name still a thing? Hold on. Why is that name still a thing? Why is that screen name still a thing?
Yeah.
Shame
I don't
on you,
know.
Brandon. Shame on you.
But again, everyone go over and follow Sal. If someone could please put the Sal link in the chat. Sal will be doing the afternoon. I don't know how many of these crazy people he's going to invite on. If he can send a carrier pigeon to get Valhalla on, and however you contact him. Everyone, thank you so much for making me drunk, making Valhalla drunk, and talk about bacon. It's kind of 3 of my favorite things.
It really
Those are
is.
some of my favorite things.
And we got
I know that song would have
been.
been great if they had bacon in it.
Yeah.
Would have won an Emmy.
So a deer, a female deer. Bacon is really, really great. It doesn't fit, but it could be great. But everyone,
We will make bacon great again.
yeah. Mo, sell yourself.
Hi,
No,
guys.
Phrasing. I'll sell her.
My family will sell me for a boat. Anywho, hi guys, it's me, Mo, from Mo in the Deep End. As you can hear, I have 6 children, but I am here to talk court, crime, current events, and chaos. I've got a couple videos that I'm putting out today that have all what in the Walmart. So, listen with earbuds if you have little ears around. We have story time with Auntie Mo. So that's a thing. And I will be diving into the Karen Reed case coming up here soon. So buckle your seatbelts because that one has all the shenanigans.
Mhm.
And I will see you guys later.
Pimp yourself.
Pimp
hey,
yourself.
I'm Valhalla Waits. I record goats and post it on the internet.
That's me clapping for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yay!
it. Otherwise, I do the occasional Lego stream. Baker's been on. You didn't have to put me back up. I was okay where it was.
I am so jealous you get to do a Lego stream. Do you know Mr. Mo said I couldn't get the new Rivendell full Lego set? Possibly
That's
because
like a
it's $600.
$400. Yeah, that's a crazy expensive set of Legos.
And I was like, but you're Mr. Mo-ness. I need it. And he was like, yeah, no, you don't. It's like,
I would start out with like the $60 range.
Yeah, I'm going to Billund next Thursday to fly out from there. So I hope they have some nice stuff in the airport, so I can get something for the next time. It's Billund is where Legoland is.
Okay.
So neat.
Hi.
Look at those lashes.
Aren't they beautiful?
They're amazing.
I'm just so sad I didn't pimp your lashes. I got so drunk and I didn't.
What do they smell like?
They smell. I was trying to think of something good, but I couldn't. I don't know. They smell like they smell like fucking. I got nothing.
They smell like fucking. You heard it here.
Fact.
Go over
Clip
and watch Sal. Maybe there will be a trial on at some point today. I'll be going to bed. Valhalla is probably going to chuck the last 3 beers too. Thank you so much for watching. See you all later.
I'm down to a beer and a half.
All right.